The Legends have been hot and cold at times throughout Season 4. They come into tonight fresh off a series sweep and right in the thick of it, battling for a spot in the playoffs. They currently stand at 21-18, and a series win tonight would give them sole possession of fourth place. The 26-13 Vaderz continue to dominate as they jockey back and forth with the ones for the top spot in PLW. A series sweep tonight would almost certainly clinch them a playoff berth. Will they get it done and get one step closer to punching their ticket to the postseason? Find out next. Good evening and welcome to Hideaway Field in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. You are watching Premier League WIFFLE, tonight's three-game series. Set to get underway just minutes from now. The Legends are the away team wearing gray and gold. The Vaderz, the home team wearing purple. Thanks for joining us this evening. I am Greg Kelly. You're watching PLW. I'm joined tonight by my good friend and color analyst, Jim Dodas. Jim, the Legends have at times in Season 4 been solid. They've been dominating. They had a slow start, but then they turned it around mid-season. They won 5 of 6 from the Sand Vipers, really rocked the PLW standings. But then they turned around. They lost an entire series to the Cajuns. They've been hot and cold. How do they find some consistency if they really want to push forward and get that fourth place spot towards the playoffs?
Yeah, good to see you, GK. And yeah, to answer that question, they followed up that Cajun sweep with a sweep of the Lightning. Their last game, they come in on a 3-game winning streak. So it has been a real seesaw season for the Legends. When you look at the Legends, what surprises you is they're almost having more of a pitching and defense resurgence this year. They're below league average in most offensive categories, or right at league average. But on the mound with Casey Taravella and Billy Osgood really have led the way for this team, and I think that's the way forward. Trench Pacone really shoring up third base over there, and Ethan Wickfield has done a good job at short. And when they're playing well, those guys are pitching good, Taravella and Osgood, and they have some defensive horses behind them.
Yeah, you talk about Casey Taravella. He's really emerged as a star for this organization. He, of course, had that perfect game a few weeks ago. He's now the ace in the pitching rotation. Not to mention, he's doing it offensively as well. He's batting over 300, not something that we saw from him. This is only his second full season in PLW. Came in halfway through season number 2, but certainly emerged as one of their key players.
Yeah, leads this team in home runs with 11. And, 2.42 ERA, 64 innings pitched. And what he does in left field when he's not on the mound is huge as he adds another defensive piece to this team. So Taravella is a 3-way player, a triple threat as we call him. And yes, absolutely a key cog. And tonight is going to be probably the key for them to at least scratch a win off the Vaderz here.
Yeah, Taravella will need to step up tonight. Some key pieces missing for this Legends lineup. We're not even going to put that lineup there because we had some late scratches. We're going to see Nick Sansone leading off, followed by Tony Garay. Garay recently back with the Legends. He's done well in his limited appearances so far. He'll bat second. Casey Taravella will slide up to the 3-hole. He'll be followed by Trench Pacone batting 4th. Billy Osgood will bat 5th, and Chris Coleman is going to slot into that 6th spot tonight for the Legends. On the other side, it's the Vaderz. This team is a complete wiffle ball club, tied with the ones for first place. They've consistently improved with every series they play. Much of that consistency, of course, centers around Cy Young favorite Billy Santiwan. He's yet to lose a decision, Jim. 12-0. Other clubs really yet to figure out his knuckleball.
Right. It's he knows what he's going to throw. You know what he's going to throw, and teams can't hit it. They can't square it up. You're going to see a ton of foul balls off. You're going to see a ton of foul balls into the zone off that pitch until you eventually swing and miss or go down looking. 12-0, first in saves, first in wins, first in ERA. The guy is, pretty much your it's going to be tough for anyone else to pass him in the Cy Young.
First in saves as well with 6.
Yeah, then when they need to win a ball game, they go to him. They don't really worry about his innings count. If they use him up early, so be it. Mm-hmm. They make sure to win that game 1, and they have enough talent to take care of games 2 and 3.
The Vaderz are led offensively by their core group of Ethan Ibarra, Gio Battistoni, Kyle Eder, and Tanner Roundy. These guys all hitting over 300, with Eder and Ibarra both in the top 10 for RBIs and homers. Yeah,
all those guys hitting with 10 home runs as well. It's a complete lineup. There's no holes in it. Tanner Roundy, you get down to that 4 or 5 hole where he hits the ball to all fields. They're not just home run hitters and power guys. They can spray it to all fields. And Billy Santiwan as well with the bat can get it done. No Nate Step. No, he's going to be out for an extended period of time. So let's see how they replace that hole there as we get started.
Set to get underway. Nick Sansone's going to lead off. Billy Santiwan on the mound. First pitch thrown, a ball high. Shot straight at Tanner Roundy in center field for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, looking at some blustery conditions again has been the norm here in Las Vegas, but today maybe a little less than what we've seen the past few days, especially that Saturday.
Only 15 to 20 miles per hour, blowing straight out to center field.
Right, and here's Tony Garay, GK, who's a really good storyline. One of the older players in PLW, oldest.
5 years old. But he can still swing the bat. He shoots that one directly to Battistoni, who bats it down. Billy Santiwan will pick up the garbage and retire Garay for the second out.
Yeah, was out for 6+ months and homered in his first at bat. Very impressive.
Many years of experience in softball for Tony Garay, and he adapted to wiffle ball very quickly. Casey Taravella is going to hit that out of the park. Talking about Casey Taravella before the game, Jim, and he delivers on the first pitch.
Yeah, they're going to need him today. Some guys in the lineup not getting at-bats, you getting normal at-bats. So that 12th home run of the season there by Casey Taravella, setting a nice tone for these legends early.
Taravella makes it 1-0 Legends.
Yeah, good to get on Santiwan early. Definitely want to get him.
Trench Picone is going to pop one up to Kyle Eder at the shortstop position for the third and final out of the inning, but not before Casey Taravella shoots one over the left field container to put the Legends ahead, 1-0.
Yeah, last thing you want to do is get Billy into a rhythm, get him going into where he thinks he can just throw that down the middle and get away with it. So Taravella punishing him early, but a solo home run on a day like this, they're not going to sweat that too much.
As we move to the bottom of the first inning, let's take a look at the Vaderz lineup. They're going to be led off by Ethan Ibarra. Kyle Eder will bat second, play left field. We just saw him make that play at short. Maybe they're switching up that defensive alignment a bit. Gio Battistoni will bat third and play second. Tanner Roundy, the right fielder, will bat fourth. Billy Santiwan, the pitcher, in the 5-hole, and Alec Hutt will be the DH in bat six. They really need to get Alec Hutt playoff eligible, so they're getting him in every opportunity they can. Substitutes include Kenny Santiwan, Cesar Alarcon, Jason Walker, and Dave Cabrera.
Yeah, no, Nate Stepna. He's a .278 hitter, 5 home runs, did a really good job at the bottom of that order. Billy Santiwan's been in a bit of a funk. Started the season on fire, hitting high 300s, 400s. He's down to 243 on the season. Let's see. Filling in would be Alec Hutt as well, a 200 hitter. Mm-hmm. So that bottom of the Vaderz order, let's see if they can step up and provide a punch that they're going to be missing with Nathan Stepna.
Yeah, word around the dugouts, Jim, is that Alec Hutt, his ceiling is very high. Still just adjusting to wiffle ball. As we've seen with so many high-level baseball players that come into wiffle ball, they just need some time to learn the new timing.
Yep, the timing, the deeper strike zone, just to name a couple of those for sure.
Casey Taravella will take the mound for the Legends. He'll face off against Billy Santiwan, who's leading off. It looks like a late lineup change from the Vaderz.
Yeah, both these teams trying to confuse their broadcaster, GK. Two late lineup changes. Osgood put into that lineup late as well for the Legends.
Maybe we should have them make the graphics.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, why have a producer, GK?
2-1 to Santiwan. He's going to shoot that one over the container in left field, a carbon copy of the home run hit by Taravella. It's 1-1.
And you hear these Vaderz bunch. I usually umpire Tuesday nights, GK. They're a loud bunch. They're a confident bunch. They're going to, when they hit a home run, you're going to know it. Only his second of the year for Billy Santiwan. So a great start and a great answer.
Yeah, Santiwan sliding into that number 1 hole looks like Ethan Ibarra. Not in attendance, at least not yet.
Yeah, Ethan Ibarra, and this is Kyle Eder here.
Kyle Eder's going to swing and foul the first one back into the strike zone.
It's unusual for the Vaderz. Usually one of the best attended teams in the in PLW. They rarely have guys miss games.
0-2 to Eder. He's going to shoot that one high. Will it stay foul? We've got a foul ball. From my position, it looked like it was just left. Buck Burner's staring right down the third baseline and calls that a foul ball.
Man, that's a tough call from where I'm sitting. GK, I would not want to be Buck Burner over there to my right.
It was trailing back in, Jim, but I think it crossed the plane before doing so. We just need a taller foul pole, it looks like. Kyle Eder will look at a ball outside, 1-2.
Great job from Eder there. When he's taking pitches out of the zone, he's a very difficult out. Key for him.
Slider, low. Eder spoils it. Stays 1-2.
Man, our chat, GK, they want the home run.
Trust me, guys, it was foul. Kyle Eder's going to shoot that one through the 5-6 hole. He's aboard with a single. That'll bring up Gio Battistoni. Nobody out, and a runner on first.
Yeah, his emergence this year has really completed this lineup. 12 home runs for Battistoni. He's very dangerous.
Battistoni and Eder jockeying back and forth for that second batting average on this team.
Yep.
Battistoni hitting .346, 1 point behind Kyle Eder. He swings and misses at that slider. It's 1-2.
Yeah, even Ethan Barr at .358. All three of those guys are really tight. Very good core part of this lineup for these Vaderz.
Yeah, when your fourth best batter is hitting .303, that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
And that fourth batter will be Tanner Roundy as Gio Battistoni strikes out.
Josh wants subscribing to Prime GK. We love our primers. That's a great way to get involved here. We're going to be getting into that throughout the broadcast. Easy money there.
Tanner Roundy's going to shoot this one into right field. That's going to be right side of second base, which will advance Kyle Eder from first to third.
Yeah, touched on that at the top of the broadcast with Tanner and his ability to go that way. That's why he's hitting 300. He can go to right field, and that's just falls just in front of Coleman there.
Looks like Alec Hutt's going to slide up into the 5 hole. Billy Santiwan originally slated in that spot.
Yeah, Alec Hutt, couple home runs, 200 average. Obviously looks the part.
Swing and a foul back. 1-2.
Rolled his ankle last week on Tuesday.
Oh,
He does have a few knocks, I can tell, when I'm over there umpiring and I just next to that dugout. So I'm not sure if he's 100% healthy either.
He'll look at that one outside and low. 2-2. Taravella gets him with a 12-6 inside. Hutt will swing and miss for the second out. It's going to bring up Sesai Alarcon slotting in the 6th spot.
Man, don't see this too often, GK. Sesai, my man, getting some ABs. He's pumped up right now. This is one of the more intense guys. Definitely one of the more intense owners or managers. Oh, no.
With a base hit through the 5-6 hole will score Kyle Eder an RBI single for Sesai.
Only his third hit of the season, GK. 2 for 13 coming in. 3 for 14 now.
They're going to pause the game just for a second. They're going to grab a ball. I think they want to give it to Sesai. Yeah, it might be his first RBI.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
I was wondering.
Slider inside on the hands of Santiwan. The runners on first and second, 2 down. Vaderz ahead 2-1 here after that RBI single by Sesai. 1-2 to Santiwan. Taravella comes with a knuckleball of his own and gets Santiwan to swing and miss for the third out of the inning.
A little taste of his own medicine there. Comes with a pretty nasty knuckleball, GK, dancing towards the outer half of that pan. And Taravella is going to be a little probably upset that he gave up that run to Sesai there. But 2-1, and there's going to be a run scored tonight. That's just how it's going to be.
And that will bring us to the top of the second. And the top of the second inning is brought to you by Leilani Acuna, the official realtor of PLW. Whether you're buying or selling a home, you now have a realtor trusted by PLW players and family. You can connect with Leilani on Instagram at Leilani Acuna.
In GK, you see the Legends getting 3.5 runs in this game, and our PLW lines makers have seen the lineups and have spoken. And some pretty even handle on that. Some people backing these Legends.
I'll bring up Billy Osgood hitting .220 coming into this series. So look at ball 1. He's going to shoot that one down the line, but just foul. 1-2.
Buck Burner earning his volunteer pay over there early in this game, having to keep a sharp eye on that left field line.
Santiwan will come hot with a knuckleball low.
Look at this. Kyle Lohman has switched his name to the Owls. It is now Kyle Lohman Owls 22. Recent trade news. I was out of town for all that when all that went down. I saw my offer didn't get accepted.
Yeah.
Although mine was, I thought, a little better. GK.
Yeah, so Chad had...
Interesting vendetta there from Chad.
He had an explanation saying he didn't need more picks.
Yeah.
He needed a pitcher.
He doesn't really, he needs everything. I mean, he needs everything, GK. He's got 11 wins, so I think picks would have been a very Good move for him. He needs as many picks as he can get.
It's Billy Osgood draws a walk against Billy Santiwan. First walk for Santiwan as Chris Coleman is going to shoot one into dead center field. Almost got caught up in the wind and got out of here, Jim, but just not enough. Instead, it's the second out. Excuse me, the first out.
First out. Going to have to get him up a little higher than that, but good to see Chris Coleman make some hard contact there.
Nick Sansone. He's going to go right field. That one will get out off the hand of Alec Hutt in right field. A 2-run shot for Sansone. It's going to put the Legends ahead 3-2.
Yeah, seesaw affair so far as Alec Hutt almost brought down right field out there. Ran into that thing pretty good. He looks like he's okay. Good to see Sansone get going in the power department. We called for it a few weeks back. He's responded. That's his 5th of the year.
Nick Sansone putting his team ahead with a 2-run shot. That'll bring up Tony Garay. Grounded out his last at-bat. Now look at ball 1. Knuckleball, fouled back. 1-2. Checks his swing, does not offer it the high knuckle. 2-2.
Buck Burner going to make that call to our right. Busy umpire so far.
And it's a full count to Garay. This has got to be a strike, or Santiwan is gone. It looked like it was a ball, but Garay hits it anyway, off the fingertips of Santiwan and into center field. Base hit.
Yeah, Garay kind of hooks that outside pitch right up the middle there. Santiwan felt like he should have got a hand on that. Gets through for the single.
I'll bring up Taravella, who will look at a knuckleball into the zone. He falls behind 0-2.
Look for Santiwan to come 58 here. Does that often when he's up 0-2. He'll throw that knuckleball. Very good at changing speeds with it.
He does exactly 58 miles per hour. Jim Dodos has watched a little bit of wiffle ball. Knows his pitchers.
Yeah, the knuckleball is tough to pick up speed on, but Santiwan does that a very high percentage of the time, and he may do it again here. He's 57 there. But he will come hot with that thing, and hitters need to be aware of that.
Down into the turf for ball 2. Trench Bacone gets ahead of Billy. Way outside, 3-1. And it's outside, the second walk for Billy Santiwan. Jim, he's out of the game here in the top of the second.
Yeah, this is a fantastic job by these Legends. They're shorthanded. We saw Thursday night, what the Warbirds did shorthanded. Don't count these Legends out. These guys are good ball players. They have talent. I know it's very easy to kind of, say the Vaderz are going to go away with this series here, missing Derek Corral and some other characters. No J-Rock tonight either. But Trench is an accomplished player out here, and Tony Garay has been doing this a long time. Mm-hmm. Don't be shocked if these Legends can come and steal a game or two. And that'll probably be a win for Brad Ogden. Yeah,
and giving 3.5 runs, Legends bettors in the chat have got to be happy about this development with Billy Santiwan, the ace, out of the game.
Yeah, and then 10 rounded into the game, and for the Vaderz to win a championship, GK, this is the key guy you circle is Tanner. Can he discover that fall form on the mound? I mean, he was really, a lot of people touted him as an elite pitcher out here, and the command just hasn't been there now for 13 odd weeks now.
Yeah.
Can he rediscover that command of that screwball and slider combo? And when they're on, it's elite.
Yeah, Tanner Roundy, the lefty, is going to feature a screwball that you see there on pitch number 1 to Billy Osgood. 32 walks on the season, Jim.
Yeah,
Roundy.
He relies on the swings and misses there over the top, but he's just not catching that bottom bar, and it's been like that for a while.
Screwball inside, ball 2.
And then tries to go middle of the pan and hooks it, there. And he's trying to mess with his arm angle, mess with the speed, and he's not close there, GK.
3-1 to Osgood. Hush falls over Hideaway Field. And another screwball, another ball inside. Billy Osgood walks on 3 straight pitches. The Legends have the bases loaded for Chris Coleman. Nearly hit a 2-run shot in his last at-bat, just short.
It's going to be really hard to swing the first pitch here. Yeah, you're almost, with the numbers that Roundy's put up and what you've seen so far, it's almost take till you get a strike here. Very rare position to be in. But he looks rattled on the mound.
Yep.
Normally don't recommend that. I'm as aggressive as they come, GK, but yeah, you got to make him throw a strike.
And he does that. 51 miles per hour will even the count 2-2.
And no more being patient now. Got to have a very good understanding of the strike zone.
Ball outside, full count, big pitch.
Yeah,
coming.
developing situation, GK. This is getting to be a big spot in this game.
Screwball inside, ball 4. Roundy walks in a run. Legends go ahead 4-2. And Roundy's out of the game.
And Kyle Eder getting his wish. He's been pretty outspoken about wanting to pitch a lot more. And he's going to be doing just that with Nate Stepna out. And Stepna's a huge loss for this Vaderz team. I mean, he came and dominated the Warbirds only a few weeks ago. Really impressive stuff on the mound, and he was really in good form. And to leave at this time when he's probably playing his best ball is going to hurt this team a little bit. And there's some questions about the Vaderz championship aspirations. Are they deep enough?
Right.
You know, and we're going to need to see some guys develop in these last 5 weeks of the season.
Yeah, Santiwan, of course, those 12 wins, 0 losses. Rare for him to walk out of the game. He's got, I'm not sure how many complete games. We'll ask our producer to put that up there in the chat. Often goes the distance, but walks out early, followed by Tanner Roundy. Immediately follows up with 2 base on balls of his own. Bring Kyle Eder into this game with 2 outs and the bases loaded.
Yeah, he went to that screwball 3-2. He was never close with that screwball in the 2 batters he faced. The only strike he got was that slider. Chose to go screwball, and it was not close. A great job by Coleman there.
Nick Sansone will step up. Sansone had a 2-run shot in his last at-bat. Looks at a ball outside. Seen 10 straight balls out of the hands of Vaderz pitchers.
Right.
11.
Yeah, GK, how patient at the plate are you? I mean, if you figure you get a strike 3-1 here, you're going to get the same pitch 3-2. It's an auto take, in my opinion.
There's it, 53.
And I'm just sitting on that exact same little slider into the zone there. That's a perfect pitch for a lefty to hit. Sansone is sitting dead red on that exact pitch 3-2.
Swing and a miss. Kyle Eder strikes out Sansone. The Legends will strand 3, but not before they get up 4-2 over the Vaderz. A little bit of a walk bugaboo from the Vaderz there. Tanner Roundy out on 2 straight batters. Kyle Eder comes in and shuts the door.
Man, challenged him right there, GK. That was split down the middle of the pan, probably right in the wheelhouse of Nick Sansone. He just swung through it, and it's like that sometimes. Hitting's pretty hard, and credit Kyle Eder there for coming back in a real tough spot. A lot of guys will fall apart there. He grinds it out and throws 2 strikes, what he needed to do.
We should mention the weather. Obviously, we are playing with a very light plastic ball. That wind is blowing directly out here. While it makes it easier on the hitters to get scoring, it makes it much more difficult on the pitchers to locate the strike zone.
Yeah, you lose that. You lose the radar manipulation. A lot of guys that look firm, we call it a hard 55, right? Mm-hmm. When that wind's blowing right in your face, it really does slow your ball down a lot to the plate. And the hitters not only can hit it farther, I think they can see it better as well. And so there's just a ton of advantage. And we've seen the last 2 weeks offensive numbers skyrocket here.
Oh, yeah.
The Cajuns' team ERA has gone up a full run in 2 weeks.
The wind has barely stopped. One thing we were joking about is at least everyone's getting a level playing field. The wind has been very consistently blowing out of Hideaway Field for the last 2 weeks. As Kyle Eder hits one foul down the left field line. You can see great shot of the trees blowing in that wind from our Skycam operator. That's gone. Left field foul. Yeah, excuse me, fair, way over the container. That one is not foul. It is very, very, very fair as Kyle Eder will round the bases. 4-3.
Just Cloud TV subscribing with Prime just in time to see Kyle Eder hit another monster home run. He has just been on a complete tear for this team. That is number 18 of the year for Kyle Eder on a very, very good pace for Rookie of the Year so far.
Bring it. Gio Battistoni. Screwball from Taravella in there at 53.
Oh, Hito, you're speaking my language. Yes, it's a great idea. Well, more of that. It's the kind of stuff we like to see out there. Hype trains get me pumped up, GK.
Another screwball. Taravella off his pitcher's mound in a hurry. Gathers that in for the first out. Going to bring up Tanner Roundy. Base hit in the bottom of the first.
Let's see how Chris Coleman adjusts there. Doesn't look like much of an adjustment. He's going to stay a couple steps in, possibly.
Slider outside for ball one.
Always expect the ball if you're in right field when Tanner Roundy's up.
Roundy aiming for center there, but he'll foul it back into the pan. Stays 1-2. Reach out, foul another one back, hit the ground before it hit the pan. If you foul two back into the pan with 2 strikes against you, you'd be out.
Not a fun way to get out.
No. Real battle by Tanner Roundy here, fouls off a 3rd consecutive pitch. Inside, good hold by Roundy, 2-2. Right up the middle, past the outstretched hand of Billy Osgood, and a double for Tanner Roundy.
Smoked by Tanner. It's a really good compact swing. Going right where it's pitched. He throws it low. We just shoot it up the middle. Osgood just can't get in front of that ball. Hit too hard for him. See if the bottom half of this order can get it done.
Tanner Roundy, 2 straight hits here. Trying to improve on that 303 average. Alec Hutt is going to smash this one over. Trench is going to knock it down. He'll pick it up himself. He'll go home with it.
Ooh.
Ooh,
He almost pulled that.
Look at the look on the face of Trench Pacone as he held that wiffle ball a little bit longer than he wanted to.
I think Hutt maybe bailed him out if he did pull it, walking off just like he looked like he was extending that.
We've got a pretty big backstop here at PLW, and Trench needed every inch of it to get that out.
If a throw does hit a batter, he is out, but that might have been a tough argument there.
Sesai Alarcon is going to pop one up. Tony Garay back from the shortstop position will gather it in for the 3rd and final out. They'll strand Tanner Roundy on 2nd. But a solo home run by Kyle Eder has made this game 4-3.
Yeah, huge to keep the lead there for Taravella. Keep this train going. Offense is the name of the game right now, and you've done your job with getting Santijuan and Roundy out of here. Vader's record in Game 1s this year is very, very good. Their record in Game 2 is not very good. So if you can steal Game 1 off these Vaderz, it's not something that many of these teams have done this year. So the Legends are really, really set up well. If they walk out Kyle Eder, what do you do next? Sesai can throw some innings. He's actually got some decent numbers. That's the guy I'd go to. But it gets pretty, and Kenny Santijuan as well, going to probably be in line. So
yeah, Sesai has had limited appearances, 10 innings pitched, sporting a 2.48 ERA in those limited appearances. So he is available. Kenny Santijuan actually playing defense for the Vaderz.
Right.
He's also a pitcher.
Oh, and Jason Walker as well. Excuse me. Didn't mention Jason Walker, the new addition. That's actually the guy I'm surprised that's not pitching right now.
Walker has put in a lot of innings this season. He struggled a little bit. He's got a 5.11 ERA in 49 innings pitched.
Yeah, he's the innings eater. He's reliable, throws strikes.
Tony Garay is going to reach way outside, but he's going to pop it up. Billy Santijuan will not get it in. Will they get it in time? They will not. Kyle Eder looks up at the clock, realizes it's over 5 seconds. Doesn't even try to throw that.
Welcome to being a pitcher, Kyle Eder. That's the way it goes in this league. A lot of the times, Garay did him a favor there by reaching for that ball. Gets bailed out.
Tony Garay aboard on an error from shortstop Billy Santijuan.
Let's see how Eder reacts. I don't think he's had that happen to him much as a pitcher in this league.
Taravella checks his swing. Count is 2-1.
And you can see Eder's been working on his pitching game. He's not erratic. He's around the zone.
Slider inside. Taravella turns on it and blasts it over the Connex in left field. A 2-run shot. Taravella's 2nd of the game.
And sometimes when you're around the zone, that's what happens, GK, as Taravella making us look good in the top of the broadcast by delivering for this team. He knew he was going to have to. Missing Corral, missing Garcia, missing J-Rock. He's that power bat they need. 12th of the season for Taravella and helping himself out.
Did Taravella win Most Improved Player last season? Can you win it 2 seasons in a row?
Yeah, I mean, is he just improving off his improvement? Interesting. Exponential improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good race we have this year. A lot of people aren't talking about. As I sit here and think, like Ryan Rouge qualifies in that,
absolutely.
award. Yeah, no, that's a good one. There's a couple other ones as the broadcast goes I'll throw out there.
Dredge Bacone steps up with nobody on and nobody out. And look at one off the top of the bar and into the broadcast booth, but it was hot, so it's 3-1. Ball number 4. Bacone will trot down to first base.
Second walk of the game for Trench. Really doing a good job contributing in an alternate way for this lineup. Not going to bash it around the ballpark, but walks will do. You're welcome in any lineup if you can take walks.
Billy Osgood will swing at a pitch inside and miss. Will fall behind 0-2.
Big walk there.
Vaderz going to gas up to 69, but nowhere near the strike zone. 2-1. He'll come back inside. He'll get Osgood again on that inside pitch, and he'll strike out for the first out.
Yeah, this isn't a time to expand the zone, GK. Really down in the depths of this bullpen for the Vaderz. Can't get too big and start thinking home run, home run, home run.
Ooh. Coleman will let that one by, but it tinks outside pipe at 54.
Got to do what Trench is doing. Got to get your butter knife out and cut him that way sometimes via the walk and get deep.
Can be rough sometimes as a batter. Doesn't get that many at-bats.
Sure,
if you step up and the first pitch in is an absolute gem on the outside part of the pipe. It can be disheartening.
And yeah, wiffle ball roulette, we've called it.
Vaderz going to gas up and go high. Coleman tries to catch up with it. He cannot. And he strikes out for the second out.
Redemption time for Sansone. He's going to be expecting that little curler coming at him.
Gas up 62, ball 1.
Just a little wrinkle of a slider Eder throws so far. That's his go-to pitch for strikes. Gasses it up.
Inside. Outside, 3-1.
Yeah, big spot for this team. Do you want to keep Eder in the game and expand here? Maybe a time to really be aggressive.
There is some aggression from Nick Sansone, but he will swing and miss. It looks like he must have tipped it. He did indeed tip it. Full count. Wow. Oh, and it tinks top corner, 55. Whoa. Nothing Nick Sansone can do but look up and walk back to the dugout.
Wow, that's a bit of a bailout there. Got to credit Eder for a big pitch. Just absolutely kisses the bar as probably minimal contact as you can have on that outer bar. That's tough on Sansone. Man, is 6 enough, GK? That's the question.
Yeah, 6-3 Legends as we move here into the bottom of the third. Kyle Eder, of course, did have to deal with that error from the shortstop to lead off that inning. It was immediately followed by a 2-run shot from Taravella. And then he walked the next batter, but then he struck out the next 3. Looked like he settled in there.
Yeah, he did settle in. Definitely benefited from a few pitches that did kiss the metal there. And, the wind kind of pushing that slider. Looks like it's trying to curl back in, but it kind of stayed out. And that's a very good pitch, getting Sansone 2 times in a row in big spots. Got to give him credit.
As you look at this shot in the announce booth, we're going to direct our attention over to TikTok. I know everybody who's watching Twitch right now, you're tired of hearing about TikTok, but it really helps build our community. So everybody watching on TikTok, you are watching a single camera angle. Trust us, it's much better on Twitch. Just follow that link written right there on the field, twitch.tv/Premier Wiffle. Come on over, give us a follow, say hello in the chat. You'll be glad you did.
Yeah, GK, I don't know if our Twitch community is tired of it. I've been watching, and they've got some guys in there starting to demand of the announcers to do it. We almost got producers in the chat.
I do love that from our community, and I do mean that it's a community. We get people in here, friends in the chat who've never met face-to-face. It's Billy Satiwan turns, but shoots one foul down the third baseline. and they want to see our channel grow every bit as much as we do.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
A knuckleball from Taravella will hit Santiwan.
Yeah, our return viewership, GK, as you kind of pointed me to, and you just notice it by broadcasting every night.
Santiwan's going to go right side. Will that be enough? It is! Over the outstretched hands of Chris Coleman, a solo shot. Billy Santiwan.
Yeah, you know the conditions are playing favorable for the offense. If Santiwan's got 2 in a game, he has now tripled his home run total for the season. Started at 1, he is now at 3. And that ball kind of hanging up in the air, and those are the ones that get out in these conditions.
Yep, it's a hollow ball. It's light. It's got holes in it. If you can lift it up into the air in conditions like this, that is the optimal strategy.
Sure.
We'll bring up Kyle Eder. Eder's going to go left field. It's high. It's not deep enough. Osgood backing up.
Carried 30 feet, GK.
And it hits near the top of the container, stays inside the ballpark for a triple.
That's a pop-up to shortstop that, that literally almost got out of here. Oh, boy. It may be blowing a little harder up above than we can see.
Yep, you'll often hear about the different tiers of winds, and while down here on the ground at Tier 1, it doesn't seem like it's that strong. Once you get 20, 30 feet up in the air, that wind is going to impart a lot of movement onto the wiffle ball. Giubattistone tries to go opposite way. Right to the shortstop, Garay, and he'll fire it into the backstop. And Kyle Eder is going to need to be informed that there is no reason for him to be running from third base to home there.
And GK, just to piggyback off your wind, the field's pretty protected by trees, that lower kind of tier. We're pretty well protected from wind, but you get it above the first tree line here, there's zero protection, and the ball starts really flying when you get it above that. And hitting a wiffle ball above these trees isn't that difficult.
Yep. Tanner Roundy popped out his last at-bat. He'll look at a ball outside 1-2. He'll shoot it through the 5-6 hole. Osgood will not get to it in time. That'll be a double for Tanner Roundy. It'll score Eder from third base, and just like that, 6-5.
Tanner Roundy's got these outfielders on a complete yo-yo right now. They don't know where to play this guy. Coleman, getting a line drive to right field in front of him. Then Osgood getting dragged into center field on that second at bat on that double, can't get to it, and then shades that way, and then sure enough, smacks the double into the container. Just out of the reach of these outfielders every single time. Tanner Roundy putting on a display.
Alec Hutt will swing and miss, and a pitch right down the middle. 1-2. Down into the dirt. Knuckleball dances outside. Full count. Hutt is way in front of that one. Fouls it down the third baseline.
Yeah, if Taravella has a pitch like that at 46, he may want to consider it here. Very out in front of that.
Hutt does get a piece of that, fouls it back into the strike zone.
Man, that pitch almost looks like a finger change from Taravella. I mean, it's not looking like it's 55. It's floating up there.
Screwball. Billy Osgood looked like he misjudged that ball a little bit, but he does get his hands underneath it in left field before it touches the ground.
Yeah, nice job by Billy. Don't have to come in for that too much. Let it hang up there and blow out to you. Does a good job keeping his hands underneath it. Any out is huge tonight.
Bring up Sasai Alarcon. Sasai notched a base hit in his first at-bat. Flied out in his second. He's going to lift this one into left field. The wind takes it. And Coleman. Oh, boy. Coleman keeps it from leaving the yard, but he's unable to bring it in. He bobbles it twice. Osgood was there, but he's unable to bring it in either.
Did that hit the wall, GK? Close. Don't see the Vaderz. If Vaderz looking at that replay there, they might throw that challenge flag. Let's see.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Off the hands of Coleman twice, then off the hands of Osgood. I don't know if that's going to be scored an error or not. Either way, Sasai's on first base. Tanner Roundy's on third. Santiwan evens the count 2-2. Full count.
And you see Taravella's, his stuff's just not moving it like it usually does in these conditions.
Goes with a knuckleball, and Santiwan will shoot it into right field. Coleman unable to catch up with it. That's a double clean. Roundy will score. Alarcon will score all the way from first. And just like that, the Vaderz have taken the lead.
Yeah, 6 is not enough. Didn't think it was. These Vaderz can put up runs in a hurry, and they're not done yet. Now you've really got to face the wrath.
Kyle Eder looking to help his own cause here. His teammates have already helped pick him up quite a bit. Oh, Tink outside, but 57 for a ball.
Yeah, and it just doesn't look 57, GK. He's having trouble with the radar manipulation, and does Ogden want to switch things up on the mound? He's going with one arm.
55, center pan, makes it 2-2.
I mean, no J-Rock tonight. That's a huge bullpen guy for these Legends.
Right down the middle, but he pulls the string. Eder swings and misses for the third and final out. But not before the Vaderz put up a few to take the lead, 7-6.
Yep, and right back to the Legends now to put up some runs. It's going to be that kind of night again. I haven't looked at the forecast the rest of the week, GK. I kind of quit looking at the forecast. I just kind of assume now.
It's supposed to die by Thursday.
Oh, okay.
The winds will still be present tomorrow night according to the prognosticators, but by Thursday we should enjoy our normal 7 to 8 miles per hour.
Very nice.
Hard to call it normal, though.
Did I see triple digits in the forecast the next couple days out?
Going into the weekend, we're going to get an early summer here in Las Vegas, looking at 101 forecasted for Saturday afternoon.
Oh, goodness. Well, I will be heading to California then. That's exactly what I do when it starts getting like that.
Good
here.
call. Those prevailing winds coming onshore will cool things down. As Kyle Eder will return to the hill for the Vaderz here in the top of the fourth. Due up for the Legends, it's Tony Garay.
Let's see if Tony can get going, if he can get into something. Plenty of power here.
Tony Garay popped one up to Santiwan at short last inning, but it went off the palms of Santiwan. Garay will eat that one. Checks his swing. Riser from Eder.
Good take there. He kind of extended on a pitch in that general zone, his last at bat.
Eder goes over the top. Gets Garay swinging.
Yeah, Kyle Eder's probably going to be an arm that the Vaderz use going forward here. I mean, I think I've seen enough. We're close to 5Ks. GK, is that the fifth one?
Yes.
Yeah, we're getting close to Kyle Eder. In these conditions, this is about as good as you can pitch. I mean, he's shutting these guys down, and if he keeps them at 6, this game's probably over.
He's kept outside there.
He's kept the walks down. He does have one, but he's definitely been more than serviceable here. And if he gives the Vaderz a chance to extend, it's trouble.
Taravella will check his swing. Taravella, 2 home runs already in this game. A solo shot and a 2-run homer. Looking to make it a 3rd one. But he'll foul it down into the dirt. Count stays full. This one is going to be right past the hands of Kenny Santiwan at third base. Kenny choosing to remain upright.
Not a lot of range over there, GK, from Kenny Santiwan. Doesn't look like Greg Kelly over there at third, that's for sure.
I was ready to call that out, but instead it's a base hit.
Oh, it's classic. We'll call that a business decision from Kenny there. No thanks. We'll go hit instead.
Pacone will roll one over. Santiwan will make the play. He'll go to 2. Gio is going to try for the double play.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think he's
and
done
we're
it.
going to have to look at it. We've got an average 15:01.
That's something I'd throw the flag on. I thought the clock on the field was a bit late to stop. If I was looking at it right, I thought that hit before 5:03. This is something we might see a challenge of.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be tough.
So close. The 3 stopwatches averaged together totaled to 15:01, Jim. Missing the out by 0.02 of a second.
Good to see Kenny Santiwan much more interested in that ball. A little slow roller.
Vaderz aren't even going to worry about a challenge. They're just going to go back to business. They're going to try to deal with Billy Osgood. That's foul down the third baseline.
Osgood got a good pitch to hit there. Legends' big spot in this game. They have to put something on the board here.
Man on first, 2 away. 1-2 to Osgood. Checks his swing. 2-2. Harwood 0630 asking for a gift sub. Harwood, do you have Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
If so, just type !Prime into the chat. Find out how you can subscribe for free. Swing and a miss from Osgood.
Wow.
Eder's 6th strikeout.
Impressive stuff from Eder. He's pumped up. The Vaderz are pumped up. And these Vaderz, just when you start to doubt them, I mean, they haven't had a game like one like this all season where you get Roundy and Santiwan out of the game. Normally Santiwan just goes 6 innings, right? So kind of a new little leaf turned here by these Vaderz, showing that they're versatile. They can get it done even when things don't go right. And they have a big opportunity to extend this advantage.
Yeah, the emergence of Kyle Eder here as a serviceable relief pitcher adds a whole new wrinkle.
Right. This is kind of the true definition of a team, GK. I mean, you're called to step up. A guy steps up, and that's going to boost morale a ton. Good to see there. These Vaderz are, man, they're hungry.
Be wondering if manager Billy Santiwan doesn't go to Eder a little bit earlier in these situations.
Sure.
After this performance, he's looking good there.
Yeah, it's almost like a show-me performance. You know, goes to him in a big spot. He could have went to Walker, could have went to Kenny, could have went to, I'm missing one here. Alec Hutt also can throw. So that's a big gamble there by Santiwan, and it pays off.
Gio Battistoni will step in here in the bottom of the 4th, and he'll look at strike 2.
Look at Kyle Eder. I mean, he's thrown coming into this game 1 2/3 on the season coming in. That's impressive stuff.
See Adam Tannick gifting 5 subs in the chat.
And that's what I like to see. Might mess around and start a hype train. See some bits getting donated.
Said the H word.
Uh-oh.
Gio Battistoni will destroy that ball. A no-doubter. Solo shot from Gio will extend the lead. Vaderz 8-6.
Yeah, he's kind of the guy that's had a hard time getting going. I think he was hitless up until that home run there. So he gets it started for these Vaderz. You can see he's still got a nice little scowl on his face coming around those bases. Didn't like that he haven't had a hit all day. Takes his anger out on that wiffle ball. And yeah, this is a dangerous spot for the Legends now. They got these. This game may not go past the 4th.
Tanner Roundy rolls over that one. Trench Pacone fields and fires for the first out of the inning.
Immediately take that back. This game may go past the 4th.
We'll bring up Alec Hutt. Hitless thus far in 3 at-bats. He's going to watch that one float right in at 50.
Yeah, Casey's having trouble with these conditions. These pitches don't look like the normal stuff he throws. His slider's hanging up there. And it's only getting worse out here with the wind.
Yep, wind picking up, but he dances a knuckleball in on the hands of Hutt to strike him out.
Yeah, that looks like his best pitch right now.
That is.
2 outs, 8-6. This would be a very good job by Casey to hold him just to 1 run.
Inside, ball 1.
Cat takes the side lightly, though. He's been making hard contact all day.
He's got power. Just don't hang it. He likes it up high.
Yeah, and he goes for it, too. He's not swinging to hit a base hit, that's for sure.
Sai gets in front of that one, fouls it down the third baseline. Sasai's batting practice used to consist of tossing a ball up to himself and hitting it over the container. Slider outside, 2-2.
All right, there was your waste pitch. Now got to kind of bear down and throw your best one.
Sasai is going to reach out. Comebacker to Taravella. Plenty of time. He'll throw it directly into the strike zone for the third and final out. But not before the Vaderz extend the lead. A solo shot by Gio Battistoni makes it 8-6 Vaderz.
Did not extend it as much as I thought they would. Legends still in this ball game, and our Legends backers are still in this thing at plus 3.5 at GK. We might have some spread drama by the time this thing's over. Haven't spent a lot of time on WIFFLE points. I'm gonna corrupt you that way as this broadcast goes on.
Yeah, if you have not done so yet and you are a brand new viewer, don't forget to hit the PLW emblem. If you're doing it on the app, it'll turn into a little GIF. Just click on that. You collect free WIFFLE points just for watching the broadcast. If you are subscribed, you collect triple the WIFFLE points.
Wow, plus 300.
And you can...
Like that.
You can bet those WIFFLE points. If you wish to just accumulate them, you can just watch. If you wish to accumulate them faster, you can wager them. Predictions do open before each game. So if you're watching game number 1 here and you didn't get a chance to bet, stick around. Immediately following the conclusion of game 1, we'll open the bets for game number 2. Chris Coleman will reach way outside. Very mad at himself for swinging at that pitch.
Yeah, he's it's kind of been the same thing since day one with Coleman. It's that front shoulder flies out. He's ball on the outer half. He's just always going to be feet away from it. Not it's not inches away. He's a good foot off that thing.
He's going to move way up into the box, try to cut it off. He's going to lift it, left field. Wynn takes it, tier 2. Will push that ball out of hideaway field. Chris Coleman will eat into the Vaderz lead.
It's his first PLW home run at GK. And
here comes the silent treatment.
And it's really the spot you can't throw. That was a mistake from Eder there.
And the Legends are going to give Coleman the silent treatment, his first home run. And they will now break face and give him some congratulations. Save that ball.
Oh, man. Anything on the outer half of the pan there is really no chance. But that thing kind of drifted inside and kind of low and in and right into his swing path.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few of those over the last couple of weeks.
Dingers and strikeouts. That's his MO, isn't it?
Yeah. Throw in the occasional walk as well for Coleman.
Sure. Here's been the story so far is Eder's ability to get Sansone out, and he's gone to 3-1 counts every time. Sansone has had a ton of count leverage, and he hasn't taken advantage of it. And he goes right after him again 3-1, and Sansone takes, for the third time, he's taken up to 3-2, and then Eder's responded every time.
The full count pitch is outside. Nick Sansone will trot to first, and Kyle Eder will vacate the pitching mound. And the question of who comes in if Eder walks out will be answered as Kirby Bucket makes his way out to the pitching rubber, and he'll be met by Kenny Santiwan.
Haven't brought up Kirby Bucket yet much this broadcast.
There's good old Kirby. If you don't know, Kirby has his own Instagram page. Kirby has been convalescing. He had some surgery recently, but he's all healed up, and he's going to be back out on the town this weekend. Be sure to stay tuned and watch his Instagram page. You can just type !Kirby into the chat. Somebody's already done that for us. Thank you. Hito 1220, always quick with the Kirby.
Drove Kirby for the first time last week.
How'd it go?
Went pretty well. I'm applying for my Kirby
KDL?
driver's license. Going to have you oversee that.
Yep.
And I hope you give me a passing grade.
Yeah, we conduct KDL driver training every weeknight right before the series starts. It's a 2-minute instructional course and a 2-minute test. Several people have failed.
2-minute test. I'm a little nervous now. Do I any study guide or any material I need to know? I know you like a nuanced driver.
I would just say, watch anytime Bird illegally drives Kirby, and don't do that. It's Gio Battistoni gets it at second. He'll get the force out at second base. Kyle Eder will, but he'll spike it into the ground. So Tony Gray will make it to first on the fielder's choice.
Kind of a non-study guy then. Yeah, and what not to do.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Don't waste his battery.
Sure.
Never leave him unattended
Yes.
at the pitcher's mound. If he just sits there and doesn't drive away, some overzealous wiffle ball players will sometimes molest Kirby, and we don't want to see that.
We've seen that. And the chat gets very unhappy when that happens.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call any players out, but yes, and we've seen some reckless behavior.
We saw a kick
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we did.
I don't know if it was an intentional kick, but a kick nonetheless caused a little bit of damage to Kirby's chassis, and we had to repair.
Oh, man.
Quite obviously.
Well, that's just negligence. I guess the accidents or not. A kick to Kirby can't happen.
Meanwhile, the Legends have got 2 runners on and 1 out. Taravella walks.
Big spot for our friend Trench, who's getting completely overlooked in this poll. I'm going to change that up. Yeah. There you go, Trench.
Yes, we do have a poll up. Who's your favorite broadcaster? Chad Phillips, Greg Kelly, Jim Dodos, Trench McCone, or Jennifer Lohman?
And there are 4 right decisions in this poll. And I think our chat knows it.
As Trench will draw a walk, the bases are loaded. Kenny Santiwan has walked out. Oh, no.
Oh, boy. And now we go to Walker. It is a deep bullpen. A lot of teams would like to go to Jason Walker. The Night Owls, he was first out of their pen. So this is interesting. The Vaderz questioned about their pitching depth, but Jason Walker was coming out first out of the pen for the Night Owls not that long ago. So not the worst guy you can turn to here when it's gone this bad. I mean, this is a disaster game 1 for the Vaderz on the mound, you have to say.
Oh, absolutely. They're really having difficulty with the wind. Nothing easy about finding that strike zone when you've got changing winds, gusting winds. Sometimes you get a little bit of a swirl as the winds come into Hideaway Field. They hit this broadcast booth, kind of changes the direction of the wind, can cause a little bit of a vortex. Nonetheless, winds are part of wiffle ball.
Yep.
And you have to learn how to deal with them.
Yeah, you can't be like me and just complain about it all the time. You really, really just got to go deal with it, right, GK, and figure out how to get it done. That is the right attitude.
Bring up Billy Osgood with the bases loaded and 1 out. Big opportunity for the Legends to get back in front. Osgood will swing and miss at a 58-mile-per-hour pitch. And it's 1-2.
Well done, everyone, on that poll. That's exactly how that probably should have turned out, with 1% of the vote going to our first base umpire tonight.
And Kyle Lohman contributed 3,700 channel points. Did you vote for me, Kyle?
I think, yeah. I mean,
he might have.
That's a tight vote there.
It's tough. Is it your buddy or your wife? Osgood will roll over it. Santiwan, he'll get it at third, and they get it at second. They turn the easy double play. And just like that, the Vaderz get out of a jam. That's one place you don't want to hit it with the bases loaded. Right to third base.
We don't talk about picks too much out here in wiffle ball, but a nice little pick by Gio Battistoni on the short hop there. Doesn't bobble it, gets it first time, and kind of that's the difference between 4 and 5 seconds sometimes. Maybe he bobbles that, drops it. That's not in time, so nice play by Gio, and at the plate there, that was Coleman, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, that's where he's always going to hit it, though.
Oh, Osgood.
Osgood, excuse me, I'm sorry. Yeah, Billy should know better there in that spot to be going third base. That's just a big no-no.
Yeah, just kind of turned on a little early, rolled over the top, put it right into the chest of Santiwan. He had plenty of time to just kneel on third base and flick it over to second. We call that the easier of the double plays, and it really is third to second, not a long distance. There's been some talk, Jim, about possibly augmenting the third to second double play rule in later seasons. We can talk about that a little more later.
I mean, does the offense need more help? It's kind of the thing. I mean,
that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, it's the one play that defense and pitching has to really get you out of a jam. I mean, especially in days like today.
Trench Pacone gathers it in, fires it into the backstop. First out of the inning.
Yeah, plus 3.5 backers here.
Yep.
This is a sweaty one. It's a good first out there for you.
Kyle Eder's going to shoot this into dead center field. Wind or no wind, that ball is gone. Another solo shot for Kyle Eder, his second of the game.
Kyle Eder having a big game one.
9-7 Vaderz. No real surprise about the high-scoring affair.
No. Were you out here on the Saturday, GK?
I watched.
You watched. That looked.
I could feel the wind through my television set.
Yeah.
Gio's going to pop this one up.
Big out here.
Ethan Wigfield off his line at second base will gather it in for the first out of the inning.
Oh, big
Second
one
out,
here. It's going to be Roundy up. Roundy's not gotten the ball in the air too much so far. Oh, this is a big-time spot.
Center field wide open. He went right up the middle in the third inning.
Yeah, he's gone right field. He's gone to all three fields, and these outfielders don't know what to do. They're talking to each other right now, actually. Yeah, Osgood, I think, is saying just that. He's pointing to both sides of where he hit it.
Yeah, in the first inning, he had a base hit into right field, kind of a squib, kind of a floater. In the second inning, he had a double to the right side. The third inning, he had a double right up the middle.
No, second at bat, he had a double at the middle, GK, and then he went container. He went container his third time. And look at this.
Go right side this time.
Wow, that's tough to get out right there. You'll take that if you're Taravella here. Here's a guy that doesn't get too many at-bats. It's going to be Kenny Santiwan. He's going to hit for Alec Hutt, who Alec Hutt hasn't done too much damage at the plate. See if Kenny can get going.
Yeah, in order to be eligible for the playoffs, players must bat in at least 20 games if they want to be eligible to play offense in the playoffs.
There's a rule I'd like to see looked at. But pitching doesn't count as a game.
Right.
Yeah, that's something we need.
Pitching counts as a game towards pitching, I believe.
Okay.
And batting counts as a game towards batting. Anybody can play defense.
Interesting.
Anybody that was on the roster before the trade deadline.
I'd like to see guys play.
Yeah.
You're out here for 20 games.
Yeah, I think some of the concern, Jim, might be about stashing guys away.
Sure.
And then just bringing them in for the playoffs.
Some ringers like you see in softball sometimes.
Sure.
Yeah. I understand that.
You got to come out here. You got to contribute to the team throughout the regular season if you want to contribute in the playoffs.
Oh, look at this, though. Hitting and pitching combined count.
Hitting and pitching combined count. So if you pitch an inning, then that counts towards you being able to play offense?
So if you have 10 games pitching and 10 games hitting, I think you're eligible for everything?
All right. Either pitching or hitting, it's combined. Okay.
Man. Okay, good. Thanks, guys.
So, pitching an inning is the same as taking an at-bat? Is that what we're saying? Chris Coleman will roll over that one. Santiwan will take it in, and it is called turf.
Oh, Chad Phillips right on top of that. I like seeing that from an umpire, getting in good position to make that call there. That's a tough call for Buck Burner on the over the top sometimes. Good for Chad for getting around that thing and getting a good angle. Game on here, 9-7. That's nothing in these conditions, GK.
Chris Coleman will reach first base on an error by Billy Santiwan, his second error of the game. Nick Sansone.
Oh, my.
What an attempt by Alec Hutt in right field. But he's unable to get in front of it. Nick Sansone will go to second base on a double.
Oh, so that's a hard landing on a hard surface. Ground shook on that, GK.
Chris Coleman will come home and score a clean double, 9-8. Nobody out.
Oh, we got a developing situation here. 9-8. Sansone finally squares one up. He's seen Jason Walker plenty of times.
He goes flat out into the outfield like some of the other players that we see.
No.
Oh, we got a challenge.
And he's just going to challenge it, I think. I don't think...
He's going to challenge whether the call on the field is a clean double. They're going to go down into the dungeon. They're going to check out the review.
Oh, look at this. I haven't seen this yet.
Our control room.
This is great.
And look at Chad Phillips. Think he could get any closer to that screen?
Why would any other umpires even go?
As you can see, the replay in the top left part of your screen, the live camera in the bottom left, and the control room as the umpires all gather in to look at this replay. We'll get it up there full screen so they can take a better look.
Yeah, sixth inning, kind of a free roll for Ogden there. Got to use it. Umpires are making their way out to the field.
And it looks like they made the decision quickly. Technical director Tom Gannon gives us a thumbs up as lead umpire Chad Phillips emerges from the dungeon and announces that the call does indeed stand. Clean double run scores. Stays 9-8 Legend. 9-8 Vaderz.
That's a brilliant camera there, GK. I assume that's your installment there. Yeah, that's another great idea by yourself. Good to see some control room getting a little love down there. I like it. And look at this. 2 players showing up. We have Alex Garcia showing up. He's got a bat in his hand, GK. Ethan Ibarra is at shortstop. The shifts are over. The boys are coming from work.
He is here. Alex Garcia, the lefty, slotting in for Tony Garay.
This is a huge development in this game for both sides. I mean, Garcia is a monster. Everyone knows. I'm a big fan and also a big fan of Ethan Ibarra.
Coming in with no BP. Hopefully he was stretching in his car.
Short, compact swing like that, GK. Just get the timing right. He'll be fine.
Whenever I was late for soccer, I would just turn the heat on full blast in my car, try to loosen up the muscles a little bit. Look at that slider.
Wow.
That huge slider from Jason Walker, but it starts outside and stays outside.
Yeah, that pitch really loses value in these conditions, honestly. A huge walk there.
Garcia, fresh out of the car, will draw a walk.
Well done. As another walk from Jason Walker, and I don't know who the Vaderz go to. I mean, you might see Battistoni in there. Ethan Ibarra showing up, making some innings.
Ethan Ibarra, also a late arrival, might
That's
even things out.
30.
Satiwan will get a fingertip on it, but only a fingertip. But because it was dirty, Nick Sansone will not score from second. He'll stay at third. The bases are loaded.
Is it Trench Pacone time? Is it Grand Slam? Can you believe it? He hasn't had a Grand Slam in a while.
I believe he does lead PLW with 6.
Yeah, and he hasn't. I don't think he's had one since spring. I mean, he had one in one season. Still leads PLW.
Yeah. Bases loaded.
Incredible.
Nobody out for Trench Pacone. He'll watch one in there, 53, down the middle.
Trench, a former teammate of Jason's. He's got probably more bats against Walker than most people out here. And Walker greets him with a nice pitch on the outer pan there.
They have seen a ton of each other in Old Sand Viper practice, both former Vipers. And he knows that pitch, that hard, cutting slur from Jason Walker. Gets Pacone to swing and miss. One away.
Big pitch there. Walker. He's been out here a long time.
Billy Osgood will get fooled by the same pitch.
And if he's getting swings and misses on that pitch, you can just call the game. Can't do that.
Over to Satiwan, knocks it down. He'll go to third. Ibarra over to second, pulls Battistoni off the bag, but he drops down quickly enough to turn the double play.
They don't score, GK. Bases loaded, nobody out. Yikes, what a meltdown there.
That is the second time Billy Osgood has hit into a double play with the bases loaded.
It's a sac fly situation, GK. Just a fly ball to right field. It has to be your mindset.
Oh my
a slider breaking away from you as well.
What a way to end the game.
That hurts.
Oh, boy.
Boy, the Vaderz really get away with one there. They've had a ton of Game 1 success this season. That continues.
What an absolute heartbreaker for the Legends. The Vaderz hang on and take game number 1, 9-8. And, Jim, I'm going to need a little bit of time to recover from that one. Everybody at home, thanks for watching game number 1. We'll be back with game number 2 in just a moment. Welcome back to Hideaway Field here in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. You've just watched the completion of game number 1, an absolute nail-biter between the Legends and the Vaderz. The Vaderz pulling it off 9-8 to take game number 1. Game number 2 will be coming forward. The starting pitchers for game number 2 are Billy Osgood for the Legends, Jason Walker for the Vaderz. Walker, of course, finished off game number 1 for the Vaderz as their 5th pitcher. So get your WIFFLE points in based on that information. Who will win game number 2? The spread has narrowed significantly with the arrival of Alex Garcia. Also the arrival of Ethan Ibarra for the Vaderz. It is down to 1.5 runs. The Legends getting that 1.5, and it looks like it's a good line as the points are coming in evenly on these two teams. For those of you just joining us, welcome to PLW. For those of you over on TikTok, come on over and join us on Twitch. You're going to get a far better experience over here on Twitch. Instead of that single camera angle, you're going to get 5 different camera angles, live commentary, the ability to bet and redeem WIFFLE points. I'm going to welcome into the booth color commentator Jim Dodas. Jim, we got to talk a little bit about what happened in game number 1 there.
Yes.
The Legends had the bases loaded with nobody out. All they needed was 1 run to tie it.
Yeah, they knew it.
And they get none.
It's down there ran into a couple Legends players, shaking their heads down there for sure. That's a tough way to lose a game. You know you're in it. You know you should execute in those situations. And, it's like that sometimes, and the Vaderz continue this game 1 success they've had. Billy Santillan gets bailed out a much different way. They won that game than normal. Usually it's Billy Santillan going deep. He used 5 pitchers.
Yeah. If there's a silver lining there, it's that Billy Santillan still has 7 of his innings to give, and they managed to get the win. Was that their 5th or 6th pitcher that they used for the Vaderz?
Yeah.
I lost track, honestly.
I did too. Really, their whole staff, they staffed it.
Yeah.
They staffed it, and...
Let's see, it was Santillan. It was Roundy.
Yep.
It was Eder. It was Santillan.
Kenny threw, yeah. And then Walker.
And Walker. So 5. Am I missing anybody? I think it was 5.
Yeah, I mean, Sasai really the only guy not throwing for the Vaderz there. Very, very interesting path to a victory, but they'll take it. And game 2's been their bugaboo. But they're set up for game 2 much better, like you pointed to, with Santillan having innings. I expect him to be in this game early.
And Walker's warmed up.
Yeah, and Walker just pitched, and Walker had success. This is going to be an interesting game 2. Vaderz now not like game 1. The Vaderz record in game 2 this season is awful. I mean, I believe they're well under 500 in game 2s this season. I actually would like to look up some exact numbers there.
Yeah.
But, I'm pretty sure they're just from spending so much time umpiring, they talk about it all the time, in game 2s, how they just have not been well. So
as Santillan is often pitching that complete 6
Sure, he
inning
throws
game,
that 6, yeah.
And then they have a little bit of the walk bugaboo from the bullpen in game number 2. But Walker is warmed up.
Oh, my gosh.
Sansone might be a little salty about the outcome of game number 1, the first pitch in game number 2, beyond the Garden of Serenity.
Hit that to the bar, GK. That went over all the buildings back there. That's not even Garden of Serenity. No. That's past. That's over every garden. Oh, my. That ball's having hot cocoa.
1 pitch, 1 run for the Legends.
Oh, Sansone showing that pop that we've been talking about all year. Love it.
Alex Garcia, new arrival for the Legends, will step in to the box, batting second.
Huge storyline in game 2 is Ethan Ibarra and Alex Garcia showing up. Huge storyline. Two probably the best players on each team.
1-2. Ball outside 2-2. Vaderz 7-6 in game 2s. They do have a winning record, but not as many wins as they have in game 1s, that's for sure.
It's a much better record than I thought.
And it's a walk for Alex Garcia, first registered against Jason Walker.
They came in 13 games over 500, so doing definitely most of their damage in game 1 and 2.
Casey Taravella is going to pop that one up to Ethan Ibarra at shortstop for the first out.
So that would make them... Let's see if I can get this math right.
You're going to do the math
GK.
to figure out what their game 3 stats are?
I think I can. Live on air, a little more difficult.
That's what we got producers for.
Exactly.
Kyle Lohman is moving the beads on his abacus right now. Probably put it into the chat for us. It's Trench Pacone looks at a ball inside 2-1.
Kyle Lohman definitely better suited for that than I am, no doubt.
Kyle Walker having a hard time finding the strike zone. He found it in the first batter, but that was Nick Sansone putting it over the wall, and then he's walked 2 straight. And just like that, Walker's out of the game.
Yeah, Walker is, Tanik likes to point out, and Trench sometimes points out, Walker is prone to getting rattled out there, as many players are. Nothing. Oh.
Kirby.
Oh, Kirby.
I don't know if Cody Runnels has his KDL, but we're going to have to talk about that.
Yeah, that was some impact there. Can't even remember what I was talking about.
The Vaderz are going to bring in Kyle Eder, and why not? A good relief appearance in game number 1. And he's going to get the call here immediately after Jason Walker has walked out here in the top of the first. Kyle Eder has shown a variety of pitches, shown that he has command of a good riser. Something you'll see him throw time to time when he gets ahead in the count. Slider seems to be his bread and butter pitch. Haven't seen a screwball from him yet. Seems to be kind of the litmus test for pitchers out here in PLW. Do you have a screwball?
Sure, yeah. Screwball and knuckleball. Did you see that? Kyle had to turn Kirby around for Cody there. You might want to give Cody some... He might need to take a test, too.
Yeah, there is a reverse.
Yeah, he had to kind of turn Kirby 180.
Kyle Eder's pitch there,
Got my
kind
Cody
of
down
a
there.
sidearm delivery, that ball breaking back inside like a 2-seamer. And this low to Osgood, 2-1.
Also wondering how Cody got that sweet Legends hat. Those things available?
I've seen a few of those with a sticker on. It looks like Brad Ogden might have been busy making some more Legends hats. A lot of them for the fans. I see one on the head of Jonathan Wilson.
Really?
A spectator
you're right.
tonight.
You're right.
Legends trying to build sort of like a Legends nation with the free distribution of their headwear, or maybe they're paying for it. Who knows?
That might cost them in the marketing department from the broadcasters, GK.
It's a good-looking cap.
It is a good-looking cap, but I need one.
A mesh back trucker cap. 53 and in there. Eder freezes Osgood.
Yeah, watching Eder pitch in game 1, his pitches do look firmer. I mean, his counterpart, Casey Taravella, was not throwing the ball as firm, and the speeds were about the same, I felt like. Because that's right at 55. That thing's moving a little bit.
Yeah, Kyle Eder is going to go drop down sidearm. That 2-seamer cuts back in, hits Coleman. 1-1. Coleman's going to turn on that one. Santiwan, good job batting it down. Gio Battistoni will pick it up. Step on second for the third and final out.
Very nice play. Takes one out of your book. Well, your former book. You've been using the hands more lately, but yeah, nice little parry there to his teammate. Nice little parry to the teammate there and take it the easy way. Nice defense from the Vaderz. Let's see if they can ride this momentum out here. Billy Osgood going to get the start.
Yeah, infielders here in the PLW do need to make a decision based on how hard that ball is hit, whether they want to stay on their feet or go to ground.
Yep.
Good thing to remember for any of our new viewers watching PLW is that the field, the entirety of the field, is actually a little bit smaller than the infield in Major League Baseball. So a third baseman in MLB would be playing beyond our left field container, behind it. The exit velocities here in PLW are almost maybe a little bit lower, but very similar to the average exit velocity in Major League Baseball. So third baseman, shortstop's over there on the left side, very little time to react.
Sure.
And you see a hard hit ball. Some of the better guys like Trench Bacone out there on third, you're going to see him go to ground and make his body big, almost play the position like a goalie and knock that ball down. It's made of plastic. It can't hurt you.
Right.
Conversely, when the ball is hit lazily or slow, you'll need to charge it. You'll need to stay on your feet, and you'll need to gather it in with your hands. A lot of the time, you're going to have a force out over at second base, and you're going to want to be able to make that play quickly.
Yeah, you'll see that throw get overthrown sometimes, that charging ball, and momentum going away from the throw.
Yep, the more time I'm sorry, Jim. The more time you can cut down and get it over second base, a better chance you have of turning that double play, obviously, as you are fighting the clock.
Yeah, I always see errors when you start playing fast catch. So the faster you can get to it and cut down that time and relax yourself a little bit. Definitely beneficial.
Yep. Trench Bacone,
that's fair ball. Wow, what a bounce.
On that. He'll need to hurry. Oh. And he gets it in there. That's his second one of the night that he appears to have just over-gripped and used the full width of the backstop to make the out.
Yeah, a little wind at his back. Wow. No, he's throwing into the wind there. No, yeah, I don't know what the excuse is, but he's hooking him a little bit.
First out.
Just a little release point issue.
So Ethan Ibarra is going to bat second here.
And our lines maker has moved the Legends 2 full runs, plus 1.5 now.
Right side, that is going to find a hole. Chris Coleman a little slow off the gap. Not able to catch up to that one. Drops in for a base hit.
Yeah, hanging ball into no man's land. Ethan Ibarra gets his day going.
Like to see Coleman charge that one a little faster. I think that was catchable. Kyle Eder.
There's one. That's catchable. Yeah, I mean, Ogden uses Coleman a lot out there. I'm looking at the bench, and I see Nick Sansone. I'm pretty sure he's recovered from his hip injury. Maybe if I'm Sansone, I'm saying, hey, get me out of the right field. Definitely not covering a ton of ground.
Yeah, Coleman was a catcher. Played catcher for 20 years in baseball, adjusting the outfield.
Respect that. Not an easy task at all.
He'll be the first to admit that he doesn't have a whole lot of experience playing outfield, so he's learning on the fly here in PLW.
Yeah, that does a lot to your body, too.
Rolled over. Trench unable to get for it, and I think I know what happened here, Jim.
Go ahead. You're the man here.
I think they were avoiding a collision.
Yeah. Well, they don't have it figured out on the levels of diving. Yep. I like to see two guys dive there.
Trench usually communicates there, and will be the one going forward, but I think if he had not pulled up there, he was going to bash heads with Wigfield.
I'd like to see Wigfield taking a deeper angle there and diving deeper into the hole. And I think they definitely could have got a hand on that. That's a slow ball that gets through. Another one here, though.
Comebacker.
Uh-oh.
Santi Osgood is just going to go forward with it and get the third and final out of the inning. So no damage done. Vaderz strand 2, and the Legends stay ahead 1-0.
Going to make a call to the chat here, GK. I want to see Hito pump up that hype train again.
Yeah, the hype train.
It's only Tuesday night. I don't want to get too excited, but let's pump that thing up.
Yeah.
Might be getting involved here in the booth if we see one of those going.
If you want to get a hype train going, you can gift subs, you can cheer bits.
Yes, it's a good way to do it.
The algorithm, the Twitch algorithm will take note of that. And as the steam builds, they'll let you know that a hype train is close. Once that hype train starts, we have 5 levels to complete. If we're able to complete all 5, new hype train emotes will be available for the chat.
That's right. After each hype train, we get new emotes. That's the best part.
Yeah, new emotes get unlocked. Whoever contributed the most subs and or bits, as Nick Sansone just tried to kill a man, bounces off the chest of Eder. Santiwan catches it.
Yeah, Eder's gotten the best of Sansone so far tonight. That's for sure. And there's Petrikis with his patented 51 bits every time.
Yeah, whoever during a hype train contributes the most bits or subs will get the hype train emote next to their name in the chat.
It's a good emote to have in your bag for sure. Oh,
Alex Garcia will tattoo that one over the right field wall. Tack another one on for the Legends.
The swing is short, compact, but don't be fooled. It's very powerful. Alex Garcia digging into one. And I'm going to want to say that that's it's one shy of double digits for the season, 9th of the season for him. In limited appearances, though, he definitely doesn't have the at-bats that others have, as he does miss time occasionally. But when he's out here, what a jolt to that lineup. Sansone and Garcia, the lefties, getting it done.
Yeah. Garcia, 31 games played, 115 at-bats in 127 total plate appearances. Casey Taravella. Look at a pitch way inside as he swats a fly. Taravella very effective in game number 1.
Yeah, 2 home runs for Taravella in game 1, GK.
At least 2.
Yeah, adding to his tally.
2 home runs, 2 base hits. a walk, only one strikeout, only got out one time in game one.
So you got the plugs going in the ears there, GK.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I don't see that too often. Throwback to kind of my high school years, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Plugs were big time.
It's a good look.
Yeah, this is good. Looks good on him. I like it. With the hair.
He's going to pop this one up. The wind is not going to take it. A lot of backspin on this one. Santiwan will make the catch, and Tanner Roundy will catch Santiwan.
And Taravella is not happy about that. Really good pitch to hit there.
Jim,
excuse me.
Can I interest you in something to drink?
I think I have a little tickle in my throat, GK, so your timing is impeccable.
I'll bring up Trench Pacone with 2 away. The sound of a hot cocoa.
Like that.
On a spring evening.
A pleasant evening, too. A little windy, but temperature's good. Not cold. I'll enjoy these. Ooh, 56 there. I'll enjoy these 70s while I can. GK, I'll definitely take this over the blazing heat that we're about to experience.
I never look forward to it. 11 years in Las Vegas.
Yeah, you used to it yet?
No, you never really get used to it.
It's kind of like waking up for work at 4 a.m. You really never get used to it.
You tolerate it.
Right.
Because of the beautiful spring and fall that we have here. And not a bad winter either. It gets a little chilly.
Oh, yeah. I think our long-term viewers here are going to start realizing that residents of Las Vegas just always complain about the weather.
Yeah.
It's just kind of what we do. Yeah, it's never really...
I don't. I mean, there are a couple of months a year where it's really absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. The fall is my favorite.
If you like warm desert breezes, that's what you get here in Las Vegas in the spring and the fall. In the summertime, the deep summertime, it's more like a hairdryer. Or it's like when you open the oven right after you've made some cookies, only there's no cookies and you can't escape.
No cookies. That's depressing.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I see a lot of people make their summer homes elsewhere who have their home base in Las Vegas.
It's kind of my strategy in the summer is my big travel months. We do have Mount Charleston, as we see when the kind of sky cam looks at the sunset.
30-minute drive.
30-minute drive. I didn't know that about Las Vegas when I moved here, that we have a wonderful kind of camping ground, hiking ground. It's about 80 degrees tops up there, so there is escapability. So I do take advantage of that. Yep. Absolutely.
Big body of water out there, Lake Mead. So 30 minutes to Lake Mead if you want to dive in. 30 minutes up to the top of Mount Charleston if you just want to get above the heat.
Yep. Great 16-mile hike to the top of Mount Charleston. It's very challenging, but it's beautiful if you get there.
I'm going to let you do that one for us. I like the shorter one. Top of the Cathedral Rock is
Cathedral's
the one
also
for me.
That is a nice one as well. The TikTok camera, they're saying the TikTok camera. We'll address that.
Yeah.
TikTok camera looks good to me.
TikTok camera.
You know what to do when the camera's not good at TikTok.
Yeah. So we've got a phone here. It's literally just a phone, and we've got a little fisheye lens on it. And, sometimes the wiffle balls come up here into the booth, and they hit the phone, so I've adjusted that lens. But honestly, TikTokers, just come on over here to Twitch. You're going to get 5 different camera angles now with the addition of that dungeon cam, as we see. And there it is. There's Jesse Capps running the scoreboard. Tom Gannon running the switcher, our technical director. As we do have a wiffle ball game going on here, nobody on, 1 away for Billy Santiwan. He's going to turn on this one. That will get down for a base hit.
Yeah, Billy's thrown some good punches into balls today. He's done a good job of getting the ball in the air. Normally a ground ball kind of guy. These aren't the conditions for ground balls. So perhaps something he worked on in BP before the game, knowing what he was in for. Very good job. 2-0 Legends. 3.5-0 in the betting boards. As the Legends coming in about plus 185 here, GK.
Yeah.
It's a nice price getting a 1.5. With a very good pitcher on the mound. I'm gonna get into Billy Osgood a little bit here, GK, if you don't mind.
I never mind.
Sneaky kind of season on the mound for how it started. I think he got off to a rough start. He's in at a 3.41 ERA with how things have been going with the weather and the run explosion, that actually finds himself on the upper, some of the upper echelons of the league there. 58 innings pitched. He's been a huge go-to guy on the mound for this team. Him and Taravella are really the two-headed monster with Jason Stevenson, that guy out of the pen.
Yeah, just 24 walks on the season for Osgood. 25, as he just walked Ibarra.
About one every other inning for him. He's in a tough spot here, though. 2-1 behind a very dangerous hitter. Ground ball, easy way there.
Eder rolls over. Pacone steps on third. Tosses it easily over to Garcia at second base. And a double play of the inning-ending variety.
Yeah, holds the Vaderz to 2 scoreless innings to start. That's huge. And this kickstart this offense, the Legends really have a chance to bury these guys in game 2. They can find themselves a crooked number here.
As I'm just going to ask Tom Gannon to take our picture off the screen. Let's not ruin that beautiful sunset with our faces. That's what you get here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it looks farther than it is, too. Like you said, a 30-minute drive out that way, and it's worth it. It's beautiful, those mountains, and get snow up there in the wintertime.
We are treated to these kind of sunsets almost every night here in Las Vegas, so long as it's somewhat clear.
It's true, and the cloudier the better sometimes. You get these kind of layers to them and different colors that go when it gets cloudy like this.
Sunrises are almost as good.
They
Got
are.
mountains out to the east as well.
Yeah, I'm an early riser. I'm a 5:36 a.m. guy in the morning, GK, and they are good. I attest to that. Good call.
Billy Osgood will step up here in the top of the third as the gifts are coming in.
Yeah, Big
Jim.
Papa, my guy. That's a huge move. It's a huge move.
Two-seamer. Heart of the pan, 52.
Storm Glider, doing good. Good to see you back. You're here every night. Most nights, if not every night. We're hanging up, having a couple hot cocos, and enjoying a lovely spring evening.
Good to see you, Glider. Fouled away by Osgood. He'll stay alive, 1-2. Jake B in the chat. One of our regular viewers.
Yeah, Jake B is call class. Been around a while.
Inside. Eder wanted to try to get a swing out of Osgood there. Has got him on that inside pitch several times, but Osgood holds off 2-2. Gets him inside.
Yeah, tied him up there. Got the hands close to the body. Just couldn't. Saw what I was just trying to do. He's trying to keep his hands in tight to his body and get that barrel around to that. Even if he hits that thing, he's not going to keep it fair. Good location, getting him to tie him up and corkscrew himself into the ground.
Chris Coleman will look at a ball way outside. Yes, we do start with 1 strike here in PLW. If you're wondering why that first strike thrown is always strike 2. It'll be 2-1 to Coleman here. Kyle Eder looking to settle in.
Yeah, settling he has. He's done a great job for these Vaderz tonight.
Goes inside to Coleman. 3-1.
There were hints around the trade deadline, GK. I don't want to gossip too much, but 3 on the left side here for Coleman. I like this defense.
Swing and a miss from Coleman. He'll strike out. Excuse me. He'll fill the count. That was a 3-1 pitch.
Kyle Eder kind of asking, to either pitch me or kind of trade me kind of thing. It was that kind of serious.
I was not aware of that.
I was hearing those little wavelengths that was getting thrown around.
And he'll get Coleman to chase the high one. He does end up striking out.
Oh, yeah, good shot there. Nice work by Trevor Bauer. Our class Skycam 1 guy.
Frustration cam.
Yeah, nice right there. Need a frustration room here, GK.
Inside to Nick Sansone.
What if we have some underground little room we can just go down and kind of break stuff? I think some guys in the league would use that. I would.
Word is that there is a punching bag available. It's in a storage
I got
container.
through.
Oh, no. Nick Sansone had a lazy single up the middle, but Alec Hutt, he went down and he hasn't gotten back up yet.
Yeah,
oh, no, that's right. He rolled his ankle.
Yeah, and he had that big flop of a dive earlier, the Chad Phillips on his belly one. Not the first time he's hit the floor tonight, GK.
And Alec Hutt's going to come out of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally compassionate to the turf and what it can do to you out there. And, Yeah, he had a huge diving effort there in game one that he came up short on, and then dives again, comes up short there. And yeah, enough's enough. This turf can do that to you. No shame in that.
We'll score that one a single and an error to put Nick Sansone on second.
Oh.
Alex Garcia takes a big cut. That two-seam from Eder is really doing work.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks firm, too. It looks harder than 55.
That was way harder than 55, 63. Garcia offers at it and misses.
Nice job by Eder keeping this 2-0. I mean, this thing is not the kind of game we expected in these conditions.
We talked about what might happen. Will manager Billy Santiwan put Eder in earlier, and
right.
he did exactly that here in game number 2. Eder showing that it's worth it.
Yeah, that's a great call. And, man, kind of a surprise to you and me. I mean, I think, we spent time before this series prepping and things like that. Did we have Kyle Eder getting this many innings on the radar tonight? I don't think so. I don't think anybody did.
We saw him as kind of a depth reliever, and now it's looking like he's gonna get the nod a lot earlier, more often when the starters get into walk trouble.
Does Kyle Eder see playoff innings now? Are you going to go as far and say that?
I'm going to want to see a little bit more.
Okay.
Pitchers can get hot. They can ride a wave of emotion. They can get locked in and dialed. Being able to maintain that consistency over time is another story, but so far so good for Kyle Eder.
Well, it's not Tanner Roundy pitching in game 2, which we've seen really all season. So this is a huge adjustment by the Vaderz here, showing that they're not going to sit back and just kind of cruise into the playoffs. They're going to stay proactive and give them, still trying to find their best team is really what I see.
Roundy has been heating up at the plate. Came into this series batting .303. But 2 base hits and 2 doubles in game number 1 is going to bring that average up. Pops out here for the first out of the inning.
I like it, Yerp. Yes, that's exactly what I heard.
Yerp?
He's putting it out there, kind of our tweet, and like a Twitter chat now.
I like it.
That's good. I like that. Looks very professional. You can add some quotes in there at the end, Says, quote, let me pitch or trade me.
Sources
well done.
telling ESPN. I love it.
I love it.
Got to have a byline.
A couple emojis and Obama emojis will do. Oh, nice piece of hitting there by Battistoni.
Battistoni will reach out, go the opposite way, poke one into left field. He's aboard. The base hit. There's one away. Sasai Alarcon is going to come into the game for the injured Alec Hutt.
Yeah, Alec Hutt's done for the night, maybe. Or done for this game at least. That's Pink Corn. Subscribes to Prime. He knows what's up. It's like, dude, I don't want to pay for a sub. Just link up this Prime account. Dishes are done. Put them away, and we're going to watch some ball now. Uh-oh.
Sasai's going to put that one into left field, but Casey Taravella times his dive perfectly. That ball hung up a little bit. Makes the out. I want to talk a little bit about the Prime sub. You can't use the Prime sub if you're trying to sign up with it on your mobile phone. If you're using the Twitch app. Third base umpire Cody Runnels is going to need to watch out there. Yikes.
Oh, boy. Oh, man, water bottle hit the ground there.
If you're trying to use that Prime sub, best way to do it is just use a regular computer, your laptop, or your PC, use a regular browser. If you don't have that and you have to use your mobile phone, type !Prime help into the chat, and you'll get a little link to a video on how to sign up using your phone as Santiwan flies out there to Nick Sansone for the third out of the inning.
It's good stuff there, GK.
Yeah.
It's quality in-depth analysis of just a lot of broadcasters just say sign up with Prime, but you go to the next level and exactly how to do it, what device to use. Because, a lot of people probably are on their mobile phone.
Yeah,
I rarely watch on the laptop. So.
Yeah, the app is programmed a little bit differently than the native Twitch application that you can find on the browser. So I'll cut to the chase. That video is basically going to show you how to pull up the regular Twitch site and not the mobile Twitch
Not the
site.
mobile version, right? Yeah, the classic version,
Right.
Yes.
And that is going to give you all the options and how to use that Prime sub.
Right, usually scroll to the bottom and there's a little link, a small font
right.
to click over to
That's
the
right.
cloud. At least that's how a lot of other websites do it. Good stuff there. Yeah, that's you see a lot of people in the chat say, I'm having trouble with linking up my Prime account. So big time stuff there and big time performances from these two pitchers so far. We're halfway through this game. It's 2-0. We haven't seen a game like this in PLW action in a while. So I'm excited to see which pitcher's gonna keep it going and which one's gonna blink first.
Yeah, moving right along.
Yeah, we are moving right along.
Second game of the evening. Vaderz lead the series 1-0. Legends currently lead in game number 2, 2-0. Here in the top of the fourth as Casey Taravella leads off for the Legends to extend the lead. Swing and miss.
Yeah, and I think the Legends are seeing that the 55 looks firm. And Eder's throwing over 55 now, and they're getting swings and misses. They're realizing, hey, just because it looks firm doesn't mean it's over 55, and a couple of them are. Oh,
Taravella's going to turn on that. Santiwan tries to grab it with his hands, but as you see, that ball was dipping.
Yep.
Hits off his leg and goes out. That would be a time to get your chest in front of it. That's a hard hit ball, very difficult to snag it with your hands when you can just bat it down.
Yeah, that thing kind of rolled up his forearms there and kind of almost as a ramp there.
Yep, that turns an out into a double.
Yeah, and kind of the ball rolls up your forearm and runs out of room, and it kind of serves as a ramp and kind of launches that thing into left. And now, good job by Trench taking that at 57, but he will throw it at 55. He's done it many times. And a good job by Trench getting ahead. Trench, besides walking, hasn't done much at the plate. There's a few people calling for a little more performance out of Trench.
Trench is going to wait on that one, and it does indeed miss.
Chat Police wants to see some action out of our friend Pacone here.
Let's see. Here's the pitch. Inside and high. Pacone will draw a walk against Eder. And with as well as Eder has been pitching, that's significant. Bring up Billy Osgood. 2 on, nobody out.
Probably the least we've seen Santiwan pitch so far from our Vaderz series. I mean, really just a couple, an inning and change.
Billy Osgood will swing underneath a riser from Eder. All behind 0-2.
Oh.
Tank top pipe 52, absolute filth.
And the question of who's filling in for Nate Stepna slowly being answered. Kyle Eder getting innings, filling in for Stepna. And all class so far.
That's Osgood's third straight strikeout. Coleman waves at a pitch way outside.
Kind of credits the pitcher there on a good pitch. That ball really nowhere close to the zone. You got to be harder on yourself as a hitter there.
Coleman trying to catch up with a 61-mile-per-hour pitch. Able to get a little bit of the bat on it and stay alive.
You want to expect yourself at the plate to be able to take those pitches. I mean, you have to be able to have that skill out here.
Eder will gas up 62. Coleman will hold. It's the breath of the Wiffle gods. It brushes past our microphones.
Yes, how is this game 2-0? Impressive stuff.
58 miles per hour, good hold by Coleman, recognizing that ball was over the 55-mile-per-hour speed limit.
Big spot here. Big hitter on deck as well.
Coleman's going to lift this one. The wind gets behind it, and it hits the Titanic scoreboard.
Oh.
A 3-run shot by Chris Coleman.
That's 1 in 100 there. That's incredible. Wow, I can't believe that. That got out on a really, you just right when you said breath of the Wiffle gods there, you did get a nice little gust.
Situational hitting.
Wow, good for Chris Coleman.
Yep, just get it into the air. On a night like tonight.
Man, he bat tossed it too, like he knew that was going out. That thing was carrying pretty good.
Oh yeah, once he got it up into tier 2, the wind did the rest.
5-0 Legends, what a big hit there.
That'll bring up Nick Sansone. Still only 1 out. Ball outside.
As our, chat police, you're not the only one laying some odds with the with the Vaderz here.
The good news about going bankrupt on your WIFFLE points is you get WIFFLE points back just for watching.
Yeah.
Of course, if you are subscribed, you get many more WIFFLE points.
Start slamming that green button. Uh-oh.
Nick Sansone's going to lift one. Will this get out? It will not into the waiting hands of Gio Battistoni. That's the second out of the inning.
Not out of trouble yet. Chris Coleman, the unlikely separator so far, gets one into the gusts.
Yeah, started out that at-bat, swinging at a pitch way outside.
Right.
Fouled one off that was 61 in on his hands, but then showed patience to get the count to 2-2. Poked one into right field, and the wind did the rest.
Yeah, Eder was just trying to gas him up a bunch, and just couldn't get anything too close to the plate with it.
Garcia is going to go right down the first baseline. Kenny Santi won.
Kenny's my favorite out there. I love it. That's great.
All right. Well,
kind of falls over there.
I'm pretty sure I know where TD Tom Gannon's going after this instant replay. Kenny Santiwan ends up flat out on the ground again.
I love Kenny. Not a lot of range there, GK, but I like watching it. Kind of just tumbles over there. Yeah.
He made an effort of sorts. There it is.
That's great.
That'll put Garcia over on second as that ball did get all the way to the wall. Taravella's second at-bat of this inning. He led off with a double.
Yeah, and a big run out there at second base. This is every run is huge. The Vaderz are not going to get shut out. I don't think. That'd be very surprising.
Taravella, a little bit early, does a good job slowing down his bat enough to get a piece of it. Fouls it off into his dugout. Late swing, catches a piece, stays 2-2.
That's trouble.
Taravella's going to drop this one into center field. That's going to score Garcia, and it's 6-0 Legends.
Legends finding the bats here in the fourth, GK. They went and found a 4 spot here in the top of the fourth. The pressure's on. And without J-Rock or Corral, that's ripped.
Trench Pacone's going to get in on the hit parade. He puts one into left field. Roundy cannot get forward fast enough to catch up to it. First and second. And a little 2-out rally here. Going to bring up Billy Osgood. Billy needs to not strike out here to avoid the golden sombrero.
Yeah, Billy really pull happy. I've been saying for a while, I really want to see Billy use that right center field gap. He can do it. He's done it many times.
He's going to put that one into dead center field. That's gone. A 3-run shot by Osgood.
Oh, my. Rack him up.
Osgood looking to turn around a bad night, and he does exactly that. Tacks on 3 more for the Legends. 9-0.
7 spot in the fourth. Crap out city.
And the man who just hit a 3-run shot of his own is back up at the plate, but that's going to be it for Kyle Eder. Ethan Ibarra is getting the look here as Kirby is getting the call.
Yeah, Cody Runnels might need to be. I mean, look a little. That line out to the mound wasn't looking too good, GK.
Yeah, you need to have the controller nearby.
Right. I mean, right when you see the 3-run homer, 7 spot, you got to figure pitching change coming up. Let's get Kirby ready. Anticipate the Kirby change.
Maybe Cody should be doing a little more umping and a little less talking to J-Dub down there.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yep. We got the good eyes up here in the booth. Nobody can't get away with much. GK's always watching around here.
That is very true. And still fear into the heart of the stream team. But
that's right. Keep everybody on edge, GK.
Hopefully loving fear.
Got to run a good production around here.
Got to keep a tight ship going.
That's right. Ethan Ibarra is the pitcher, GK.
Yeah, still no Billy Santiwan. This game is looking like it might be possibly out of reach.
Ethan Ibarra, 1 inning pitched in the season. That was against the Warbirds, 18 ERA. We caught him for a couple home runs that day.
Coleman's going to lift this. Tanner Roundy's not going to be able to catch up with that. And the Legends bats just keep on going.
Softball. Subscribing to the Prime. Doing it right. My man. Getting pumped up here. I don't know how pumped up our chat is. 154,000 WIFFLE points on these Vaderz. Had a few Sharpies in there taking the Legends plus 185.
We're going to see a 7th batter added to the lineup here for the Legends. Ethan Wigfield going to step in here with a 9-0 lead.
Good for Chris Coleman. This is by far his best contribution with the bat in his POW career. And they got to nod your cap at that.
Wigfield, the addition to the lineup here, is going to have to come in a little bit cold. He's been on the bench through a game and a half. As he looks at a screwball from Ibarra, is going to come right back into the center of the pan. He'll walk back to the dugout, but not before the Legends put up 7 runs. They lead 9-0.
Yeah, surprising result here. Legends, nice bounce back, crushing defeat in game 1. And they got to feel like they should have a chance to go up 2-0 here. We're in for a really good game 3 if this result holds. I'm not going to count the Vaderz out just yet. They can turn it on in a hurry.
Yeah, they've got to really concentrate on what's going on now. They're feeling good in game number 2. Can't have that memory of that devastating loss in game 1 cloud anything. And you just look forward to carry this momentum into game number 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Vaderz is kind of an interesting pitching line they're taking. They're trying to develop guys while trying to win ball games. They're in a good spot. They're not in an amazing spot. The Snappers and the Sand Vipers are trending in the right direction, and still plenty of games to play. I mean, there's 12 games to go for these teams. So very peculiar line. I know Stepna not being around hurts, and you need to develop some guys, but Billy Santiwan not getting innings in this game too. I'm a little surprised at that.
Yeah, as we look at the standings coming into tonight, both the ones and the Vaderz 26-13. Vaderz, of course, took game number 1 to go 27-13. But just 1 game ahead of the ones at this point, or half a game ahead. Do they want to be that number 1 seed? Of course they do. They get to play the lower seed in the first round of the playoffs. So
yeah, the Sand Vipers. I mean, they got 23 wins now, 12 to go. That's not. I mean, even if Vaderz get to 28 tonight.
Ibarra is going to ground that one over to shortstop Wigfield. He'll parry it back to pitcher Billy Osgood, who will deliver it to the backstop for out number 1. And
Billy Osgood is delivering one of, in these conditions, to throw no runs through 3 1/3 is super impressive. I haven't seen too many pitchers do it when the wind's like this.
Yeah, Billy Osgood's sweeping curveball kind of swoops outside, cuts back in. You can see the wind kind of diminishing the effect of that pitch.
Sure. Relying more on that little drop ball he's developed. That's been a really good weapon for him.
Oh, Kyle Eder will destroy that. Another solo shot.
Goodness, these guys are incredible.
Wow, times that one perfect. Drills that slider into the Hollis tree. And that's 1 button open for Eder.
Yeah, when it comes to, I mean, I know there's Rookie of the Year talk, but I still don't think it's as close as everybody's making it out to be. And especially if Eder finds time on the mound, you can almost lock this bad boy up.
Eder's 3rd solo shot of the night.
I mean, you can almost put a case in for, I mean, our MVP, I think, is a little further out, but I mean, he's putting up big numbers, man.
Yeah. Still a lot of talk about Rookie of the Year,
left.
But I mean, the numbers don't lie.
I mean, yeah, he's going to be well into the 20s in home runs. He's had 18 coming in, I believe.
Yeah, 347 coming into this series. That'll only go up after tonight.
It's really not that close. As we like to talk about it because it's been close in the past. We've had good races.
Right.
But Eder, and he's on the best team in the league doing it. It's just, and he's getting innings now, which has been what everyone kind of likes to say. Oh, he doesn't pitch, but.
And you want to acknowledge the performances of the other rookies.
Sure,
yes,
and we do want to acknowledge other. But as far as a big race, I just going to kind of dig my heels in the ground and say that Eder is the leading candidate by a healthy margin.
Yeah. Agree to agree. Gio Battistoni's going to lift this one high, but it's not deep enough. Nick Sansone underneath it in right field. And that'll be the third out of the inning.
Yeah, and manager Brad Ogden making that switch in right field, getting Nick Sansone some reps. And good job just giving up the one. Billy Osgood, still an impressive performance. 4 innings complete now. 1 run to Kyle Eder. Many pitchers in this league give up home runs to him. No sweat. Get out there and hit.
Ethan Ibarra is going to find his way back onto the mound as we see a pretty significant 60-cycle hum running through our Skycam. I'm going to possibly investigate that as we go into game number 2. I'm going to look up. I know Trevor Bauer can hear me. Trevor, power down the camera. Put the other power supply in. You got 2 of them up there, and see if that other power supply works for you. Sorry, I had to put on my engineer hat there for a second.
The many hats of Greg Kelly, ladies and gentlemen, which leads me to let's get our stream team going here. That's Trevor Bauer, who you heard GK referring to up in Skycam number 1. We have Cody Reynolds up the third base umpire and Kirby driver. Much talk about that performance tonight. Chad Phillips up our first base line, head umpire. Buck Burner right to our right, hot cocoa provider and umpire there, controlling that clock you see on your screen. Tom Gannon and Jesse Capps down below. Beautiful camera installed there. Go Snapper, says Jesse Capps. And Jim Dodos and Greg Kelly. Your broadcast team tonight having a great evening here, a wonderful Tuesday. GK, take us into the 5th inning here.
Ethan Ibarra will return to the hill. He's going to feature that screwball. And, of course, struck out Ethan Wigfield to end the 4th inning. Return here in the 5th.
Yeah, why not throw it again? That's, as a hitter, you just know he's going to return to that after seeing him strike out somebody with something that nasty.
Screwball inside on the hands of Sansone. The dreaded dribbler will be returned to the backstop by Ethan Ibarra for out number 1.
You can set up pitchers that way, GK. I mean, you see a pitcher throw something nasty to another hitter, and you're not hitting, and you're in the on-deck circle or in the hole, or something you can take note of as a hitter and kind of expect to see that in your at-bat, and sit on it.
Alex Garcia will destroy this. This ball got out in a hurry.
Goodness.
Over the scoreboard, 10-1 Legends.
Alex Garcia, the sweet swinging lefty. He liked how that one felt. 10-1. Vaderz getting buried here in game 2, setting us up for a big-time rubber match.
As we are trying to restore Skycam 1, we'll get that camera back to you as soon as we are able. Casey Taravella is going to lift this one into deep center, but not deep enough. Gio Battistoni underneath it.
Just kind of chucks it into no man's land there from right.
Looks like that 60-cycle hum is back. What that is electrical interference. Basically, it's called dirty power. And because we've changed 2 different power supplies and we still see that, it basically means that there's something plugged into that same power source that is changing the... Nobody cares. It's dirty power. No, I realized as I was saying that it's not nearly as interesting as wiffle ball on the field. So we're just going to have to deal with the black hum, and it's something that we'll address in between series. Ethan Ibarra is going to walk right off the mound as he freezes Pacone. As it is the 3rd out of the inning. Wow.
54, nice straight ball there from Ibarra. Freezes Pacone. Well done.
Wow. Ibarra
nice
showing that he can
nasty.
pitch too.
Yeah, they're going to need it. I think, we've mentioned stepping up. I have mentioned stepping up plenty of times. And I think manager Billy Santijuan is seeing that he needs to fill a gap.
Yeah. As Trench tries to hit me in the booth, just misses.
Yeah, that was an assassination attempt, GK. I don't think that was no accident. Although Trench has been a little bit, his throws have been a little shaky tonight.
Yeah.
Not too bad, but let's see if Trench maybe has an error in him tonight with those. Are we getting?
I don't know. He doesn't make a whole lot of errors.
Is he going to pull one a little too far? He's playing with fire on that far panel.
Throw, and unusual to see Trench overgrip the ball twice tonight, throwing into that backstop.
Right. You do have a center panel here that's much closer.
We've got a much bigger backstop than most wiffle ball leagues. I think if you're playing in most backstops are about the size of our center panel, and that's the whole backstop.
Yep.
And we've got the extra 10-foot panels on the side. If you miss that, it's a really bad throw.
Yep. Yep, going over the backstop is the more likely way to miss, for sure. And going short, obviously.
Bring up Sesai Yeller-Cone. Sesai came into this game pinch hitting for the injured Alec Hutt.
Occasionally we do get one around the sides of these, and it's usually a hurried throw, something errant on the run, and usually not really looking where it's going. Leads to some good entertainment.
Yep. Certainly concerned about our Skycam, but nothing we can do for now. Still operational.
GK, that's going to bury you too. That's going to needle you a little bit. I know that is. I know you. I spent a lot of time around
silent.
I spent a lot of time around at GK, but you're play-by-play tonight. We can't have you silent.
Yeah, we have. Whenever there's a problem, I instantly set about the task of trying to solve it. There's nothing I can do while I'm up here. So.
Oh, that's good.
Sesai has struck out. That'll bring up Billy Santuan.
We are in the bottom of the fifth, GK. There is light at the end of the tunnel here for you. You gave me a little break between game one. I'll gladly carry us into game three. What looks like it's going to set up a great rubber match. Another handball.
A softball pitch from a softball player. Was it fast enough to register? It was 35 mile per hour underhand.
It's like the Nick Kyrgios serve there.
Yeah, just caught him off guard. Wow. Don't expect to see that again. Oh, and they'll freeze him. 52. Big breaking ball. Santuan will sit down looking.
What kind of pitch sequence was that?
When Osgood starts feeling good, he gets creative.
That was wild.
Into the zone, 51, right down the middle to Ibarra.
Turk, I honestly didn't know if they were allowed until I saw it. I mean, I don't think anyone's ever tried it. There's no rule against it, I believe.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I don't see any reason. Oh, and Billy Billy Osgood. I mean, this is an impressive performance.
Billy Osgood strikes out the side.
Impressive stuff. Striking out good hitters, throwing nasty stuff, mixing it up, obviously, as you can see. And it's 5 complete, 1 run against the top team in the league in these conditions. Conditions, I will say, that have lightened up a little bit, GK.
Yeah.
There's our Skycam's working good.
Yeah, as we're off to sea here in Las Vegas, the winds will die down right around sunset.
Sure.
Sometimes they'll pick back up again after the sun is set, so we'll see if that's the case tonight.
Haven't been seeing that lately. I mean, it's just been...
Oh, yeah.
It's been blowing...
Well, it's died from 25 down to 15 and then back to 25.
Right. Yeah, punches back, doesn't it?
But a brief moment of calm here, at least for now.
I have some good news for you, GK. PLW pins are rerouted.
Fantastic.
Terrible story that happened with those. They sent the hot sauce they're promoting to my address and then sent the pins to the CVS. Really not that close to my place. So they rotted there for a little bit as I go out of town and spend my time here.
Right.
And And
then they stayed at CVS too long and got returned to sender?
Got to get returned to sender and now rerouted back to my residence. So apologies for those. Oh, boy.
Billy Osgood getting it done on the mound and at the plate. He's come alive. He hits that screwball from Ibarra right underneath the shortstop and right underneath the outfielder. Gets all the way to the wall.
Yeah, hydroplane ball there. That thing just hovering above the turf. One hop and kind of carrying it out there. That was hit very hard. Osgood finding it.
Osgood had nothing much doing. And then Chris Coleman, a 2-run jack. That wasn't wind-aided. That was a real one.
We are seeing development in front of our eyes here, GK.
Chris Coleman waited, sat back, and rocked it.
It is strikeouts and dingers. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't messing around.
12-1. Legends. 3 more. This game will end before the Vaderz get a chance to bat in the bottom of the 6th.
Man, I'm shocked. Chris Coleman has not shown anything close to this all season, and good for him. Big tick for the cap to him tonight.
Wakefield will roll over that one. Santiwan in front of it and just high enough on that throw to the backstop to make the out. First out of the inning.
Am I reading that right? 12-1. Our POW odds maker for the evening all over the lower. The signs were there.
Oh, yeah. Sansone will roll over it. Ibarra stabs it, chucks it, and retires Sansone.
Making the adjustment +3.5 to +1.5. Oh, what's the adjustment going into our rubber match here? Excited for the pitching matchups in that one. Any pitching matching up predictions for this one? Sasai hasn't thrown yet. Does he get the ball for Game 3?
Yeah, I think whoever it is probably going to face 3 batters, and then we're going to see Santiwan.
Has to be, right?
Might as well start Eder.
Yeah, I could start Eder, absolutely. And I assume it's Trench Pacone for the Legends here in Game 3. A stick boy.
Finger ball.
Yeah,
look at Ethan Ibarra giving it a go.
These guys learn quick out here. They watch video and they start implementing it right away.
Screwball. Shot by Garcia into the gap in right center.
Garcia rakes.
He absolutely does.
Gosh.
2 homers in this game, 2 doubles in this game.
He stays inside the ball so well. It's a shame he can't attend more, honestly. He misses a lot of Game 1s because he's a premier hitter in this league.
I'll bring up Taravella.
He doesn't hit him cheap either. I mean, no wind, it doesn't matter. He any condition, Garcia is going to be hitting the ball hard.
Makes it look easy. Reminds me of Ken Griffey Jr. with that swing. Yeah. Sort of stands straight up. Relaxed approach. Taravella will hold off. 3-1. That was a cookie top shelf.
Yeah, got a good pitch to hit there.
Taravella swings underneath it to fill the count. And he'll go downstairs and get Taravella to wave at it. That's the 3rd and final out of the inning. And he'll strand Garcia over on second. But not before the Legends go up 12-1.
Yeah, shocking.
Yeah.
Great response by the Legends. Heartbreaker. Probably should have won Game 1. I think the percentages were with them to win that game and came up short. And great response. And now what are we going to see in Game 3? And we're in for a real good one.
Yeah, the Vaderz looking a little shell-shocked here.
Yeah, quiet.
And this is what we've seen out of the Legends. Talked a little bit about it before the game. They've been hot and cold. They've shown the ability to dominate in some series throughout the season, and they seem like they're an emotional team. And once they get rolling, the rest of the team really feeds off that emotion. They just keep that train going. Yeah,
the Legends finding themselves in a real tight spot. I mean, 22 wins, assuming they get through this game. And Sam Vibers are 23. Snappers yet to play, sitting on 21. Bombers have already played this week. They're at 20. Oh, man, what a playoff push we're going to have here. And this is going to be tight the entire way.
Very, very tight there in the middle. Of course, at the end of the regular season, the team in 4th and 5th place will play one another, find their way into those playoffs.
Yeah, I can't tell you who's going to come out. I really don't know.
Ethan Wakefield.
Billy Osgood, GK, is pitching one of the more... There's been a lot of impressive performances this year, so I don't like to deal in extremes and say this is one of the most impressive all perform. But let's just put it in the upper echelon. I mean, this is considering the conditions and the team played.
You're holding the Vaderz to 1 run.
To 1 run
in windy conditions.
In winds blowing in, this is impressive. Holding them to 1 run. I mean, we have winds blowing straight out. We've seen the score lines that we've seen the last couple weeks.
Tanner Roundy is
going to... We have a guy there, though.
Nick Sansone doing it in right field. We talked a little bit about replacing Coleman with Sansone out in right field, and he is showing off that brand new hip, showing good range in right field.
Nice play there. Roundy not able to get that high enough for the Winds to take advantage. Hit very hard.
Very well played by Sansone. He got a good jump on that ball.
Yeah, he found the wall, found the fence. That's what you do. The ball hit hard at you like that in the outfield in these kind of conditions. Let's find the fence, and we'll adjust from there.
Legends 1 out away from a Game 2 victory. Billy looked like he was going after the bat of Battistoni. He just got away from him. Shot. No. Pacone knocks it down. He'll go after it himself. And that is the third and final out of this game. The Legends take game 2, 12-1. They bounce back in a huge way after the devastating loss of game 1. And Jim, we are headed to a rubber match.
Yeah, complete performance there from the Legends. Did it on defense, did it on the mound. Billy Osgood, huge tip of the cap to him. Developed some players. Chris Coleman really coming out of nowhere and kind of jolting the offense with that 7-run fourth inning, I believe it was. And the Legends find themselves playing to win a series, and Brad Ogden has to be ecstatic with the effort his club's given.
I want to thank our 411 viewers watching us live on Twitch. You just watched the completion of game number 2 of a 3-game series between the Legends and the Vaderz. The Legends prevail 12-1. Game number 3 is straight ahead. Welcome back to Hideaway Field. Those of you still with us, you just watched the completion of game number 2 between the Vaderz and the Legends. Legends taking care of business in a big way, winning game 2 12-1 after dropping a heartbreaker in game 1 9-8 when they had the bases loaded and nobody out.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to try to ride that wave of emotion here into game number 3. Kenny Santiwan is going to get the call for the Vaderz.
Yep.
He'll start. We'll expect him to face at least 3 batters as he is required to do, unless he walks the first 2. And then we'll probably expect at some point Billy Santiwan, his brother, to come back in as he's still got 7 innings.
Yeah, I think 7 to go. A full complete game. It could be an all Santiwan affair here in game 3 for the Legends. Trench Pacone is going to be pitching, who has had trouble getting out of the first inning or 2 lately, and has pitched in these conditions a lot. His vegan vaporizer, as we like to call it, just kind of hangs out there in these kind of conditions when the wind's pushing it against. It's not breaking breaking back in like he wants it to, and he really struggles to get that going. As Chad Phillips asked us for some extra time, GK, and I think we're equipped to fill that, huh?
We are well equipped to fill that time. I want to take my first opportunity to tell everybody who's watching on TikTok to come on over here to Twitch. We like that you join us on TikTok, and if you just want to watch 5 or 10 seconds of a wiffle ball game, TikTok's a great way to do it. If you want in-depth analysis, if you want instant replays, if you want to hear commentary, real statistics, 5 different camera angles, a full television broadcast, join us on twitch.tv/Premier Wiffle. It's written right there on the field.
Yep.
It's also in our bio. You can click on it. Come on over here. Let us know in the chat when you arrive. Let us know what you think of the broadcast. Don't forget to follow and subscribe when you do so.
Well done, GK. GK, and add on that, when you do come in, oftentimes when you say, I'm from TikTok in the chat, our community here, which I always like to stress on, we'll likely hook you up. I mean, we love when guys sub, but I mean, our community is very well gifted. They're very good gifters. And it's very likely if you come to our Twitch chat and say, I came from TikTok, that you'll get taken care of.
Yeah, and you don't even need anybody to gift a sub if you have Amazon Prime. When you get over here, just type !Prime into the chat. You're going to get a link to gaming.amazon.com. There, you connect your Twitch account to your Amazon Prime account. Make sure you do it from a PC and using the regular website. The app won't work. And then you can subscribe to PLW every month for free. If you need any help on that, just type Prime Help into the chat. So everybody coming over from TikTok, and as you can see, the viewership just starts climbing every time we get the TikTokers over here. Over 200,000 followers on TikTok. Always proud of that accomplishment. Our social media team working hard in the offseason to really build up our following here in PLW. As we talk a little bit about that Legends bounce back, Jim, they lost game number 1 in heartbreaking fashion, 9-8. They had the bases loaded with nobody out and a chance to take that first game. They responded emotionally, absolutely hammered the Vaderz 12-1.
Yeah, that's how you take out your frustrations from a tough spot in game 1 there. Like you said, bases loaded, nobody out, down on 1 run. Percentages say you're at least going to tie the game. If not, take the lead there and have a chance to win a ball game. It doesn't happen. How do you respond? You absolutely whip up your opposition in game at 2, 12-1. Vaderz a very loud team, a very, outgoing team. I'd say these guys are extroverts. Most of these guys over there, they like to get rowdy and loud, and they're quiet as can be over there. I mean, I haven't heard from that dugout in a while.
Here we go. Game number 3 is underway. Kenny Santiwan, the pitcher for the Vaderz. Nick Sansone is leading off. Goodness. The first pitch is a ball.
Got some green cocoa up in the booth. At least making its way up. Goodness.
Swing and a foul back from Nick Sansone. 1-2. Sansone is going to go the other way with that. Billy Santiwan will back up from the shortstop position and gather it in for the first out. Kenny is going to feature a knuckleball, much like his brother.
And want to also encourage, we haven't done this much tonight, get your WIFFLE points in. I mean, a great rubber match here. Our PLW, if you can drop that down below, graphics downstairs so we can see. I want to see where these WIFFLE points are funneling into. Thank you. And yeah, we got a good handle going, plus 300,000 already. It's a pick'em, GK.
Wow, yep.
Get over here and get some WIFFLE points on the line. Ground ball.
Alex Garcia.
No.
Will he make it?
He's done it. Oh, that's so close.
Has he?
Oh. Ibarra's done that several times this year.
What
I love when he does
attempt.
it. Oh, I wanted it so bad.
I want to commend the umpires really on top of that play.
Yeah, very easy to stop the watch early there, for sure.
Each one of those watches, which within 10 tenths of a second there.
Yeah, that's a great job.
10 100ths. 10 tenths is 1 second.
That's a great job by the umpires. Me umpiring pretty often out here. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
The dreaded spinner.
That's a bad one.
Taravella fouled that one directly down into home plate and had so much spin that it took off. Right back to Santiwan for the second out.
Man, Ethan Ibarra, his range out there in the infield is incredible. He's so good at those throws. Oh.
Trench Bacone laces that one through. It gets through Tanner Roundy, clear to the wall. Would have scored Garcia either way, but Trench over to second base.
Yeah, right through Tanner. Tanner trying to dive to stop this. I see what he's trying to do to make that dirty. Didn't engage it right, and it goes all the way to the wall, and Trench in scoring position here.
That'll bring up Osgood. Swap positions here in the lineup in game number 3.
Good to see Trench get going. That ball was hit really hard. Oh. Goodness. Oh, Buck Burner, my man. Yes. As the stream team coming alive here. Coming alive. That's what we do. That's what we do. Buck Burner. Umpire right to my right. Getting going. We're in for a big game 3. Legends look like they're picking up right where they left off.
Dropping 5 gift subs into our chat. Surely filled with some new arrivals from TikTok as Ethan Ibarra will put it into the backstop for the third and final out of this inning, but not before the Legends put up one. A double by Trench Bacone brought home Alex Garcia, and they take the lead again.
Yeah, nice job by Kenny minimizing the damage, getting the out. Ethan Ibarra showing his, doesn't make the play, but just showing his ability and skill out there, his strength. I mean, he's done that a few times this year and made outs from well into the outfield, and that time from on his back. Doesn't get the out that time, but impressive stuff for sure. And now we get Trench Bacone.
Yep, Trench is going to feature that big, late-breaking sort of slurve, sweeping curveball. We've dubbed it the vegan vaporizer. As you said, in windy conditions, it maybe isn't going to bite as much, but Jim, early here in Game 3, the wind has subsided.
It has.
It's going to have a little more effect.
Yeah, I'm liking the conditions at the moment in GK. This is prime wiffle ball conditions, a nice temperature, and uncomfortable for us broadcasters.
Yeah.
Most important.
Yep. Out here in the winter, we are all bundled up, several layers, as we have an open air booth. And in the summertime, we're wishing we could shed more layers.
That's true. I usually wear the jacket in the booth, GK, but the temperature has hit my minimum threshold to where I ditch the jackets, and It's officially casual season for me.
I do have the sweatshirt in the bag. We'll see if we break it out halfway through game 3 here.
I like it.
Billy Santiwan is going to lead off. Santiwan has been back into that leadoff position throughout this series.
Yeah, Billy's showing a little power tonight. 2 home runs on the night. That's a lot for him. Hitting the ball in the air a little bit more consistently. Let's see if Trench can find the strike zone a little more.
That
Whoa.
ethos. Wow, 33 miles per hour. Santiwan recognized that it was going to hit the pan, and he swings and gets just a piece of it. Trench will really trip up batters with that ethos out of nowhere.
There's that vaporizer that you see doesn't come back in. You know, Trench, I think, thinks that's going to come back in. It's just not.
Screwball lifted to right field. Nick Sansone!
He just tests out the hip there. Is he okay?
He looks like he's just fine, showing plenty of range, times his slide perfectly and cradles it in.
Yeah, always a little concerned with him when he does that, but I think clearly an upgrade out there in right field, putting Sansone. That was nice range to his left and slides to get his eyes a little bit closer to where he's going to catch the ball. Very, very well done. Looked smooth.
That'll bring up Ethan Ibarra. Ibarra's going to put that into the gap in left center. No chance for Taravella to catch up with that one.
Yeah, Ibarra hasn't shown the power tonight as we usually see. That's a good start right there, the double, but came late. I don't see these Vaderz miss too much. Ibarra missing game 1. They got the win without him, but yeah, I expect to see him hit a few out of the ballpark by the time this night's over.
McComb with the vaporizer. Will it go? Foul ball. Called loudly and emphatically by Buck Burner, who's staring right down that third baseline the moment that ball crossed the plane in foul territory. He made that ruling.
Yeah, you really can't have a better angle than what Buck has there.
Eder is going to dribble this one over to Wigfield at third. Oh, no.
Oh.
5-1-6,
No.
5-1-4. That extra bobble by Wigfield
Wow.
did cost him.
That hurts when you got a hitter. You got a hitter like Kyle Eder that does that, kind of a weak ground ball. Really got to take advantage of that, and Trench is going to feel a little bit hard done by GK. Trench provides so much defense for this team. When he pitches on the mound, the Legends do lose a bit.
Yeah, I do want to apologize to everybody about that 60-cycle hum that you're seeing on Skycam. Unfortunately, that is a power issue that we're going to have to deal with after this series. You know, it's making that shot look not so great.
Ooh, Trench taking some off there. Nicely done. 99 miles an hour on that cut from Tanner.
Runners on the corners. 1 out for Tanner Roundy. Swing and a miss.
Found the vaporizer there, GK. That thing whipping around at 55. A much better height that time, too. Kind of a little lower in the zone and had some more spin on that ball. Found the release there. Let's see if he can get out of a jam.
Gio Battistoni batting here in the 5-hole. Look at a ball outside.
Our bets have closed. And Vaderz closing as the underdog here. About a plus 110, plus 105-ish.
Oh, tank top pipe, 49 miles per hour. A gentle warning about slapping that ball. Miss outside, 2-2.
Buck Burner's ready to umpire over there for game 3.
He's on it.
Yeah, I like it.
Inside. Trench has come over the top for that screwball a couple times already. Looks like he was trying it there. Didn't quite get the handle.
You can feel that this is a big game. No messing around going on out here. That's coming very...
Goes with the big slider off the foot of Battistoni. Foul ball.
This is very intense right now over the hideaway. Both dugouts are quiet, focused. Umpires are focused. Broadcasters are kind of focused.
I'm focused on these black bars on the sky cam that I just want to fix somehow. I don't know if I can. At least not tonight. I have some ideas, though. So if it bothers me enough, Jim, I might leave you up here solo for an inning or two.
I am ready for that. I'm very good at talking, GK.
Outside to Battistoni. He'll draw the walk. Bases are loaded for Kenny Santiwan, batting here in the 6th hole. He'll pop it up. Billy Osgood calls for it.
I've done that too tonight, GK. Yeah, it's mixed me up a bit
Billies.
too. Yes, the tail of the Billies here. But that was a nice little strategic walk, I think, from Trench. I don't think he intentionally meant to walk him, but he definitely was pitching around him, understanding who's on deck.
Yep.
I don't think they're asking Trench to go 6 innings tonight. I think if he can get through 2 or 3, as he's done in Game 3's past, and if we can get a look out on the field here, we have Billy Santiwan taking the mound early here in Game 3.
Indeed. Brother Kenny pitched the first inning, and Brother Billy comes in here in relief. He's got the full amount of innings to give, and that will be the goal of the Vaderz, to keep him on the mound throughout this game number 3.
Interesting body language from these Vaderz. I mean, they literally just took the field. Santiwan already out there throwing, nobody on defense. They look a little bit dejected out there with some hands on hips from guys, some frustration.
Yeah.
Held the 1 run that last game after putting up quite a bit, and it's not started off too well here in Game 3 either.
Just left the bases loaded.
Yeah, left the bases.
Can't be happy about that.
Yeah, they find themselves behind again. And I don't think they expected that coming in with who's missing for the Legends. No Derek Corral, no Jason Stevenson, no Alex Garcia that first game. I don't think they expected to get a big dogfight tonight. And that's exactly what they've gotten.
And Chris Coleman is leading off here in the top of the 2nd, which means he's not pinch hitting for Nick Sansone, so he's going to be the 7th batter in this lineup.
Oh, my God.
He gets frozen.
Jeez, that was nasty. I thought that was 58. They came in 53, and that was moving a ton.
Ouch.
Good height as well.
Knuckleball inside to Nick Sansone.
Conditions have changed out here. It's much lighter wind conditions, no doubt.
Grounded over to Ibarra. He'll put it into the backstop for the 2nd out.
As we have some viewers on our container now in this Game 3, some late attendees, as I can see. Good to see.
And they brought their blanket. They checked their weather app.
Yeah, very
for
smart.
Coming out to Hideaway Field tonight. Important to stay warm. Also have a few hot cocos with them. Alex Garcia goes opposite way, clears the container right over the 103 marker, his 4th shot of the night.
This guy's on fire. He went through, I think his last series, he got on base his first 8 or 9 times up to the plate. He's carried that right over to this series. I think if he was here the entirety of Game 1, the Legends win that game. Look at that swing, what he does to the other way there. Just stays inside it, nice and compact.
As I see that camera get worse and worse, Jim, I am going to leave you alone here. I'm worried about possibly that camera's health. So I'm going to leave you alone and try to go fix that.
I got it, GK. I will run the ship here, no problem. Greg Kelly, ladies and gentlemen, a man of many hats. Hats off to him for what he does for this stream. I'm going to take over here in game number 3, do some more play-by-play for you. And we have Billy Santiwan versus Casey Taravella, 2-2, 2 outs, 2-0 Legends. Fouled away by Taravella. Billy Santiwan coming in relief of his brother Kenny, giving up the solo home run to Alex Garcia. What a hitter he is from the left side. Legends really giving a good fight to the Vaderz tonight. One's fans in the chat, one's players in the chat must be delighted what they're seeing from the Legends. Nice hold there by Taravella. That runs the count full up. Swing and a miss. Billy Santiwan limits the damage. 2-0 Vaderz as we roll here into the bottom of the second inning. Legends 2, Vaderz 0. As you saw a little quick shot into the booth there. No partner to my right, GK. Going to take a look at that sky cam. So important, that sky cam, to what we do here to get so many good shots. And we have the artists that run that camera. I mean, Trevor Bauer up there, you talk to him about his camera work and what he likes to do. And he talks about, it's an art, he follows the flow of the game. And he's got us in his ear. He listens to what we're talking about and gives you good shots, So there's a lot that goes in to what we do out here. And we try to bring a full production for our fan base. As you see Kirby Bucket getting some hops. Yes, sir. Trench Pacone into his second inning of work. He was a little shaky in that first inning. Does have a walk. He's going to try to get that vegan vaporizer going. That nice little whipping slider, trying to start that well behind a righty. Billy Santiwan leading things off here in the second inning. Big windup from Pacone. Ephus ball got Santiwan to tip that pitch into the zone in his first at bat. Misses away there. And this is down there. Pacone going low-brimmed hat. Baseball pants, as usual, has been a big topic of discussion here at the Hideaway. Santiwan rips that other way. Hit hard. Sansone does a good job just staying in front of it, keeping it as a single. Lead off a man aboard for the Vaderz here in the second inning. Ethan Ibarra now at the plate. Ibarra coming into this game with 20 jacks. None tonight. I expect him to get going in that department. Slider away, a good take from Ibarra. Big time game heading into the money months of the season, the money games of the season, I should say. Oh, big bender there. That's the vegan vaporizer, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, we're in the money period of the season here. 12 games to go for a lot of these teams. Swinging a miss, foul tipped into the backstop. That's one. If he does that again, he's out. 57 miles an hour on the gun. Gets a bar to offer at the pitch over 55. 1-2 count. Dangerous hitter on deck, and Kyle Eder as well. This is the part of the lineup you need to navigate if you're pitching against the Vaderz. Slider, swing and a miss. Pacone's done it. Gets through Ibarra. Tough hitter coming up. Kyle Eder now. Eder has just been blast off all over the yard tonight. Chat, please. I'm ready too. Yeah. And it's tight right now. I mean, you have the Bombers with 20 wins in sixth. Sand Vipers in third with 23 wins. And then the Snappers and Legends. Legends with 22. Snappers have yet to play this week. They're stuck at 21. What a roll the Snappers are on. 8 straight coming into their series this week. Action in the PLW heating up. 0-2 to Eder as he swings at that vegan vaporizer. Looks like Trench has found that pitch. A little touch of the brim of his cap. Winds up. Fires. Goes over 55 there. 60 miles an hour on the gun. Little wristband on his left arm from Pacone. Winds up. Fires. High. Not deep. Into no man's land. Sansone takes charge. Nice play there by Nick Sansone coming in from right center. That ball had Osgood chasing from short and Taravella coming in from left. Nice communication from the Legends. I've watched a lot of Legends games in the past, and I've seen that kind of ball drop many times. Credit Brad Ogden for making that switch from Chris Coleman to Nick Sansone. That's paid dividends here so far in Game 2 and Game 3. Tanner Rowney from the left side now. He's confident hitting from the left side. Has some power. He's going to want to see that slider coming in just like that. But he rolls it over. Garcia, the easy way to second. Trench Pacone. Great performance there. Gives up the leadoff single to Santiwan, but navigates 3 difficult hitters there and gets through the second. Legends up 2-0. 199,000 WIFFLE points on these Legends to win this game. Legends started off as a plus 3.5 run dog. Covered that in Game 1. Game 2, that lowered to plus 1.5. They absolutely dominated the Vaderz in Game 2. Now Game 3, it's just a pick'em. And the Legends took some money. They go off as the betting favorite in this game. Vaderz are the underdog, as our Twitch viewers not convinced what they're seeing from the Vaderz tonight. And I have to say, as someone that watches both of these teams play a lot. I broadcast many Wednesday nights. I umpire for the Vaderz on Tuesdays often. This is the quietest I've seen the Vaderz in some time. Picone leading things off. Takes strike 2 into the pan. Good stuff here at the Hideaway. PLW always entertaining for our viewers. Love to see it. Topped. You see that a lot off Santijuan's knuckleball. Just guys that take big swings on it and they just don't get a piece of it. It misses barrels so well. Oh, it goes Ephus back to Picone there as a little gamesmanship back and forth between the two. And then right back to the bump to deliver. Santijuan, you just won't see him take too much time. 2-3 warm-up pitches is good with him. And he's right back on the bump. And right when you get into the box, he's ready to pitch. Really important as a hitter to control the tempo in the bat. This is your at bat as a hitter. See Santijuan already ready to pitch. See Picone taking some time. You have to do that. And Santijuan pitching right away. Swing and a miss from Picone. Nice little cat and mouse game there from Picone and Santijuan. And let's see if more Legends hitters start backing out of the box a little more, taking their time. Because Santijuan wants to work fast. Ball number 1 up high. Knuckleballs all day. Really all I'm seeing besides that Ephus pitch. 1-1. Away. Misses there. Can the Legends walk out Santijuan again? Walked him out in game 1. It was really that game 1 from the Vaderz was very strange. They threw 5 arms at that game. Staff performance. Not used to seeing that out of the Vaderz with Santijuan, a 12-0 record coming into this series tonight. Normally it's Santijuan for 6. Up the middle. And that's through Ibarra. Ibarra trying to I think he expect that to hop up into his left hand, and it just stayed down on him. And instead of taking the left hand down and batting that maybe towards Billy Santijuan, as my co-broadcaster Greg Kelly likes to do, the parry back to the pitcher, I think, was in play there. Chris Coleman shoots that into right field. Incredible. Chris Coleman, a coming out party tonight. I mean, this is by far the best he's hit in his PLW career. Really finding himself at the plate. You can almost like we're watching it develop before our eyes. Now, Billy Osgood will move to third base on the hit to the right side. Chris Coleman, front shoulder flaring out most of the time. Really dead pull, and he's hit a home run to the scoreboard tonight. That was probably the most impressive hit in my eyes. Staying back on that and staying closed and just shooting that into right. Beautifully done. 1 out. 0-2 count fouled off there from Sansone. 1st and 3rd. 1 out. Swing and a miss on the high 59-mile-an-hour knuckleball from Santijuan. It's a tough pitch to recognize that's gassed up because the movement's the same. You really can't tell it's firmer. That one at 55. See, that one didn't look much slower than the 59 version. 56 there away. Garcia, scorching hot tonight. Scorching hot over the last 3 weeks. Takes down there. Definitely would take a walk in this point of the ball game. 3-1. Into the pan at 53. Santijuan finds it. Full count, 2 outs, 1st and 3rd. Inside. Alex Garcia. Virtuoso stuff from him tonight. Doing it all in all facets. Power, doubles, walks. Taking at bats. Prime time stuff from Alex Garcia. Walk number 1 for Billy Santijuan. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And Casey Taravella to the plate. You remember in game 2, it was kind of Chris Coleman with that big 3-run bomb, that big 7-run inning. Really separated that game. And it came with 2 outs. Legends a chance to do that again. Strike 2, 53. 1-2 count. Santijuan close to getting out of this thing. Inside. Real, tension here at the Hideaway. You can feel it. Fouled off backspin ball. That's not going to go forward. 2-2, 2 outs. Misses 3-2, ladies and gentlemen. Stand up if you're at home. Edge of your seat stuff here. And fouled off. He's going to buy another pitch. Taravella doing a great job of just kind of getting to the next pitch. Whatever it takes. High to center field. Doesn't have enough. It does not. Tanaroundy underneath it. And man, it's only the third inning, but this is an excellent rubber match here between two quality squads. It almost feels like a playoff game out here. Both teams intense. Vaderz don't really quite have that charisma that I'm used to seeing, but it's more of an intense look out of the Vaderz. Like they know this is a possible playoff preview. Legends coming into this 22-19, 23rd win would be huge. That put them a good 3 games ahead of the 6-seeded Bombers with 12 to go. Bombers have already played their game this week. They're 20-22. Rough spell for them. Ladies and how we doing? Ladies and gentlemen in the chat. Feeling great here in game at number 3. Jim Dodo's riding solo here. If you're not hearing Greg Kelly, if you're just kind of getting back from a restroom break or something, has a little bit of technical difficulty in our Skycam 1, and GK is our engineer / producer / broadcaster. The guy does it all. So give him a little round of applause. GK just doing his thing. But back to the action here. Trench Pacone, bottom of the third. He's looked improved tonight from what we've seen in starts, his probably last 3 or 4 starts. Swing and a miss from Battistoni. Gets inside on him. That's kind of where you want to pitch lefties with that pitch. You want to start it out over the plate, get their eyes big, and have that thing break inside on them, and you can back foot them or lock them up on the inside. Leave that thing over the plate, and lefties can pull it. And he goes the other way, kind of tries to throw the screwball at him. But if I'm Pacone here, I throw a very similar pitch to the first one. Just lock him up, get something that starts over the plate and looks enticing to the hitter. He's going to go with the speed option that time. I don't like that option from Pacone. Gives Gio time to adjust, see that it's breaking inside. Very quiet Evan out here. It is, you can hear a pin drop out here at the hideaway. Intense stuff. And does go inside. That's the good pitch. Gets the rollover. Wigfield fires. These legends look up for it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Kenny Santiwan steps up. Big out there for Pacone. That second inning for Pacone was huge. Got through Ibarra, Eder, and Roundy, and then gets Battistoni. Now can, kind of maybe, these are huge outs with Kenny Santiwan. Santiwan rips that. That's off the container for a triple. Whoa, is Casey Taravella okay? I heard a pretty loud sound out there in left field. And that's an absolute cookie from Pacone. I'm not sure why he would do that there. Just a vegan vaporizer will do. Santiwan, I'm going to get got some numbers here. Santiwan, 19 at-bats this season. 1 hit before that. That's his first career PLW triple, ladies and gentlemen. And Pacone is just really no need to throw that pitch there. 43 on the gun, splitting the pan in half. And Santiwan ripped it. Here's other Santiwan. Topspin ball. That actually had some side spin to it, but will not come back fair. 1 out triple from Kenny Santiwan, turning that lineup over. Huge triple there. 2-0. Real tight game. It's a pick 'em here in the betting markets. Can't feel great if you're back in the Legends just yet. So many innings to go. And that's whipped to the right side, but Alex Garcia is there. Atom ball. Garcia picks it out of the sky. And it's Ethan Ibarra struck out on a slider away. Trench has a good 55-mile-an-hour slider going. But the Vaderz are good hitters. They're definitely capable of adjusting. 54, straight ball there from Pacone. Good pitch on the inside half. That jam, Ibarra, don't think he was expecting that. Random hero, my guy, 3 months, let's go. Yeah, that's how it's done. And then pulls the string, 49. Well done, Pacone. Ibarra's wise to it. Big subscription, pump me up right there. Get that going. 425 of you enjoying an intense affair here. Slider, kind of overcooked that one at 57. Didn't get the break. Hung on the inside. 2-2. Big out here for Trench, our guy, our broadcast colleague. Up the middle. Pacone gets a right hand to that. Gets a solid right hand to it. Helps himself out with the defense. Great play from Trench Pacone. Let's see a replay there. Yeah, I think he got a really good right hand on that ball. He did. Stopped it in its tracks and stops Kenny Santiwan at third base and rolls the Legends into the fourth with a 2-0 lead. Can they extend? Trench Pacone, ladies and gentlemen, looks much, much improved from his last, I'd say, 4 starts. I mean, we've seen Trench in starts past have trouble getting out of the first inning, trouble with the walk. He looks really composed tonight. This Legends team looks composed tonight. I'm really impressed with what I've seen from the Legends. This club, I just talked to manager Brad Ogden before the series started. He wasn't too pleased with the attendance. The lineup he was writing on the whiteboard, I don't think was his best lineup. And I think he would have taken one game from this series, and they've done that with a great chance to get another one. Knuckleball there, outer half of the pan. Pacone, who kind of famously stands pretty far away, definitely has trouble covering that pitch there. And it's inside of Trench there, 1-2. And that's hit shortstop, Ibarra. Nice hands there. Grapples that thing. Doesn't make it. Yeah, Chad Phillips all over that one. Great position again from our first baseline umpire. That's a great position to be in to see those throws. Buck Burner, who's just to my right, overlooking the backstop. Sometimes it's a tough angle for that umpire. Regardless, one away here. Inside. And if I'm the Brad Ogden, I have a talk with my team about being patient with Billy Santiwan. I mean, his command has been a little off tonight. He walked out earlier than I've ever seen him walk out in game 1. And that's down the line. Fair ball! That catches the chalk. That hits a double. Billy Osgood with a 1-out double here in the 4th inning. Good job turning on that inside knuckleball. Gets barrel to it. And here's kind of our breakout player tonight in Chris Coleman. Singled his last at bat to the right side. Swing and a miss. Gets outside pipe at 54. Nice pitch from Santiwan. Santiwan right back on the rubber again. And right when you get your feet in there, right when the hitter kind of plants his feet to hit, Santiwan takes, look at it, he's getting ready to pitch. There he is. He's gone. He's already pitching. Up the middle. It's down. It looks like a dirty single. I think Tanner Rowney did a great job of getting a hand on that. That was a great play by Tanner Rowney. That thing hanging up there a little bit. And Chris Coleman showing some ability to stay inside the ball and hit the inside half of the ball. That's just something we just haven't seen 13 weeks into his PLW career. And that's an impressive adjustment. He's just really getting comfortable. And a little credit to Brad Ogden for getting him in the lineup, getting him at bats, and sticking with him. It's also the first series that Chris Coleman has had to really get consecutive at bats. So that comes into it too. Swing and a miss from Sansone. And look who's coming back to my right, Mr. Greg Kelly. Greg, what's the update?
Wish I had some better news for you, Jim.
Oh, no. Is your nightmares come true here?
Nah, it's not a total nightmare. It's just a problem, and that we'll hopefully get some solutions down the road. Unfortunately, it's not something that we could fix quickly and not something that we're going to be able to fix tonight. But I'll get more into that in between innings.
Fair enough. As it is intense here, GK.
Yeah, looks like we're
Did he catch pipe with that? Oh, he did. Oh, man. Yeah, first and third. Now 2 outs. That was ball 3 count there. Santiwan does have 1 walk, GK. I wasn't sure if you're up to speed up there or if you're all about the camera.
I'm getting caught up now, and it looks like we've got a completely different kind of ball game here in game number 3.
Trench Pacone is pitching much better than we've seen him pitch in prior starts, and Billy Santiwan, as far as command, is a touch off tonight, but still pitching well. And another 3-ball count, GK, and one more walk, he's out of here. And there it is.
And there goes Billy Santiwan. And with the Legends up 2-0 already, they're going to have to rely on their bullpen. It's going to be Tanner Rowney getting the ball. Kirby coming out with well more than 8 balls.
Yeah, look at that. That's a well-stocked Kirby.
He is filled to the brim. So notice this shot here,
weight violation. I'm going to check those tires.
I want to talk a little bit about the issues we're seeing here. I'm sure you guys at home notice that this shot here is much brighter. than it normally is. And actually, all the lights here in Hideaway Field are brighter tonight. And we were talking a little bit about power. So that 60-cycle hum that we were seeing through the Sky camera, because it's power supply, it's not running off a battery, indicated to me that there's something wrong with the power. It's still working, but it's what you call dirty power. It's not running exactly 60 cycles. The lights here are brighter as a result of it, and we just have to unplug that camera. We can't cause any further damage. So even with the black bars, we don't want to have it on the air. If you run a camera off bad power, it could cause permanent damage. So that's the long and short of it. We'll deal with the backstop camera here, and then we'll try to get it sorted out in between series.
Well explained, GK. It's beautiful. You're like a bank of knowledge. Enjoy learning from you. You've taught me a lot about equipment and things like that. It's always nice to run into people in life that can teach you a thing or two. So good stuff from Greg Kelly there.
I learned it all on Google.
Yes, you put in the work. I just soak in the...
it's just out there. All this info is free.
Yes, it is. That's
University
true.
Google.
University of Google and YouTube 101.
Yeah, that's right. YouTube is the world's second largest search engine. YouTube. As Billy Santiwan walks out, Tanner Roundy comes in. He walks in. Billy Osgood increases the Legends' lead 3-0. Bases remain loaded for Trench Pacone.
Yeah, that's 3 batters faced tonight for Roundy and 3 walks. I mean, he has come in and it just hasn't offered much.
Slider high. Pacone swings and misses. Roundy really needs to get the out here.
Yeah, Trench swinging first pitch there to ball. Roundy just hasn't been close.
Screwball. Spoiled by Pacone. Pacone way out in front, but he just gets the tip of the bat on it.
Can the Legends find that big inning, GK?
Slider well away. It's quiet.
Yes, it is. It's been quiet all game 3, GK. No doubt.
Slider down in to the turf. 2-2.
You can it's full count. Yeah, that's 3 balls from Tanner. You can just feel like this is a playoff preview. I mean, probably is a likely playoff opponent for the Vaderz. Very well could be. Trench too patient there.
50-mile-per-hour slider into the pan. Pacone will strike out. The Legends will strand 3. But not before the Vaderz walk in 1, and the Legends extend their lead 3-0. Billy Santiwan has walked out of this game is the big headline here.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen him walk out of 2 appearances before. Could be wrong with that, but yeah, he usually goes deep into games, and today only uses, I'd say, 5 innings of work out of his available 9. So very odd to see that. And nice to have you back with me here,
Well,
GK. I'll let you take the play-by-play duties over again, give my vocal cords a bit of a rest as I was rolling there for a minute.
Yeah, pulling the solo up here. that can run on the vocal cords quite a bit. For those of you who are just joining us, you're watching Premier League Wiffle. Greg Kelly alongside Jim Dodos. Jim, I want to thank you for taking over there as we address the technical issue. This is game number 3 of a 3-game set. Of course, this is the rubber match. As you can see, the series is tied 1-1. Vaderz just clawed their way back and won 9-8 in game number 1. The Legends 12-1 in game number 2. Absolutely crushing the Vaderz, and they're ahead 3-0.
Yeah, this is a pretty surprising result, if you ask me.
Ooh.
Legends been underdogs the whole way, really.
That first pitch from Pacone broke back late, but not enough to catch the strike zone. Go way up top, really pulling the string. That was a 35-mile-per-hour pitch.
Yeah, Trench has mixed in a ton of strange pitches tonight, and that one being one of them. Multiple emphasis being thrown.
It's going to go with the 12-6 inside. Kyle Eder will swing and foul it back.
Yeah, definite ball, but Kyle Eder does not like to walk. Visibly frustrated when he walks, usually.
There's the Viking vaporizer, and Kyle Eder's going to push it right over the container. A solo shot. He'll end the shutout bid from Trench Pacone, 3-1.
Yeah, just the jolt the Vaderz needed. They really haven't had a lot to really cheer about these last probably 90 minutes or so, GK. I mean, it's gotten real quiet. You kind of noticed it when you got back in the booth. I mean, it's been like that the entire game 3. The Vaderz, kind of stung from that game 2. And Kyle Eder, the guy that's going to provide the damage.
Feeling a little bit of a chirping coming out of that dugout now. Perhaps spirits are rising after Kyle Eder hits a solo shot over the left field container. Bring up Tanner Roundy. Slurve way outside, 2-1.
Let's see if Trench can dial in here. He's got the lower half of the lineup to deal with. Solo shot, no problem.
Goes way in. Tanner Roundy will destroy it. 88-mile-per-hour exit velocity from that solo home run from Tanner Roundy. And it's 3-2. Pacone is going to come out of the game here. They're going to bring back in Osgood. I don't think there's anything wrong with making this move now.
Right. Yeah, Trench did his job.
Yep.
Got through 3. Couldn't get out in the 4th, unfortunately. And he's got to probably eliminate that pitch from his repertoire right there. It's just kind of a complete cookie. And, I think even Kenny Santiwan put that thing off the container for a triple. So, good stuff from Trench tonight. I thought he took a step forward. He had a nice 55-mile-an-hour slider when you can locate it. And just too many pitches like the one we just saw. Gets hit out of here. But I think he's kind of turned a corner.
Yep, really, really changing speeds and catching hitters off guard is the whole purpose behind that slow pitch.
Sure.
But it looks like he did it one too many times.
Right. And these Vaderz just the second, third time through.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're just not going to get away with stuff like that too long.
Roundy just waited and waited and waited and punished Pacone for that pitch selection. In comes Billy Osgood. We'll face Gio Battistoni here. Nobody out. And Gio's going to put one into the gap. Taravella trying to get after it, but that ball was just too well hit. Battistoni aboard with a single.
Good job keeping that in for a single there. But, now the story becomes you go to Osgood again. They just saw Osgood for 6 innings. So how much longer can Osgood fool the Vaderz? We have a really, really great finish coming here for you guys. Oh, no.
Kenny Santiwan. Oh! Casey Taravella. One-handed.
What?
Full extension. Times his jump perfectly. You can hang a star on that one.
Shut up.
Let's just watch this replay. I've got nothing else to do. We're not going to let Billy step into the box. Billy, do not step into the box. We want to show this replay again.
Oh, where's my sky cam when we
just
need
wait
it,
a second.
Incredible
We've
catch.
just got to watch this. Taravella absolutely robbing Kenny Santiwan. One of the best plays we've seen all season.
Man. Bad time for Skycam to go down, GK.
No doubt.
Skycam would have had a nice shot of that.
Oh, man.
Oh, what a play from Casey Taravella. Incredible with his right hand.
Swing and a miss from Santiwan.
That's the kind of play that can turn a ball game.
Swing and a miss from Santiwan. He will strike out. 2 outs. Billy Osgood coming in, trying to limit the damage. Ethan Ibarra will step into the box.
Yeah, it's serious out here right now. No messing around.
Inside. Osgood tailing that one back inside. Ibarra tries to stay inside it, but cannot.
He's done it.
54 miles per hour.
Oh.
Billy Osgood.
Whew. GK.
Wow, these legends. An amazing play by Casey Taravella to rob Kenny Santiwan of an extra base hit. And then Billy Osgood feeding off that energy from his brother.
GK starting to get a little, you know how it gets with me. The heart rate starts going up, starts getting intense, and it's getting intense out here, GK. I'm getting pumped up. That was some quality wiffle ball from both sides there. I mean, with Eder and Roundy hitting absolute blasts. Osgood coming in, shutting the door. Taravella, What was that?
That was just an absolute web gem. You could see he was on full stride, full extension, timed his jump perfectly, reached up one-handed, and snatched that out of the sky like a cat.
That was, I thought he had no shot at that. I 10-1 to catch that ball.
Wow.
Up the middle. Oh, right off the thigh, GK.
Tanner Roundy doing a good job getting his body in front of that absolute laser beam from Billy Osgood. Will be the first out of the inning. Chris Coleman, his bat has come alive, as has his confidence.
Yeah, spraying the ball all over the field now, stuff I didn't think I'd see out of Coleman.
He's going to get treated to that screwball from Tanner Roundy. Swing and miss from a slider way inside.
Yeah, good location there. Starts over the plate.
And Coleman had stepped way up into the batter's box. I think Roundy recognized that. Wanted to put it inside on him. He's going to go to the outside part of the plate. 51 miles per hour. Freezes Coleman.
Good to see Tanner Roundy kind of getting some confidence back here. He really needs to eat up innings here. When his stuff's thrown for strikes, it's nasty. You think he's the right guy. Can he stay in the game?
Screwball just misses inside to Sansone. Screwball up and down, but goes over the strike zone for ball 2.
Just misses a little bit there. Sometimes he's just a little too nasty. He needs to develop a pitch he can just over strike when he needs one.
Ooh, slider low. And I've got my eye on Cody Runnels to see if he's ready with Kirby Bucket.
Yeah.
I've got my eye on you,
A
Cody.
lot of people do.
And there it is. There's the walk.
He's not.
I'm looking at Cody.
He's not.
I'm looking.
Yeah.
And there he is.
It's a decent transition there.
Well done, Cody. Had enough chances.
Kirby not as full as this time coming out. He's got, I'd say he's about 2 or 3 wiffle balls less than last time.
Cody is he's got the perfect amount of volume to hold 8 wiffle balls.
Okay.
Anything over 8 is going to stick out the top of that bucket.
And is it going to put extra pressure on those tires?
Yeah, he was designed specifically for a certain weight load and a certain type of balance. So overloading Kirby can put extra weight on his shocks and struts, which we don't want.
No, I agree. Yes.
We've just replaced that undercarriage. Not looking to do that again. So I might put a little sign on it that says no more than 8 wiffle balls inside Kirby's bucket.
Yeah, Kirby Bucket, by the time, he's going to be like a walking advertisement by the time this thing's done.
So Kenny Santiwan.
It's an easy sell for me, GK.
So Kenny Santiwan, who started this game, will return. He pitched the first inning. Was replaced by his brother, Billy Santiwan, who has walked out. So Kenny is back in relief of Tanner Roundy.
Yeah, the reinsertion of the starter here. And here's Garcia, dangerous spot right now.
Oh, and he's going to rope it down the first baseline. A fair ball will hit the back wall on the fly. That'll score Nick Sansone. And Garcia goes all the way to third.
I'm not sure how you can get that guy out right now. Yeah. If I had to do a fantasy draft, and I had the first pick and some of the good pitchers were taken early, I might consider taking that guy.
Yep.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like you said, Jim. I wonder how good he'd be if he attended more games.
Yeah, well, he just has a work schedule that often just misses that game 1 a lot.
Yep.
And I really like his hands through the zone, real compact and tight and powerful, strong forearms.
Kenny Santiwan will strike out Casey Taravella for the third out of the inning, but not before Alex Garcia, with an RBI triple, brings home Nick Sansone, extends the Legends lead 4-2 as we go into the bottom of the 5th. This is, of course, the rubber match, third and final game of this series between the Legends and the Vaderz. Billy Osgood will return out to the pitching rubber. He has looked good.
He's been brilliant.
He came on in relief of Trench Pacone.
Yeah, not really. Osgood's been far and above the best pitcher in this series so far. Manager Brad Ogden owes him a pretty nice dinner if he can close this thing out with what he did in Game 2. And if he delivers here in Game 3, going to put the Legends in prime position to stake a playoff claim.
Yeah, Billy Osgood looked like he had a slow start to his night at the plate. And once he got that going, He really started to feel his mojo, and I think that translated over into his performance on the mound as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And please note, everyone, this is a double game week, right? Everyone plays back-to-backs here, right? The Vaderz will play the Legends again next week.
Yeah, it's a 2-week home and away series, if you will. That is a foul ball down the right side. So every matchup this week will repeat next week.
Yep. On a different day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. On each team's home day we'll play. Oh, big one there.
Big, sweeping curveball from Billy Osgood. I think that hit the turf almost in front of the batting mat. Still got Eder to swing and miss.
Yeah, Billy Osgood's doing some really impressive stuff out here at the Hideaway.
Tanner Roundy will step in with one away. And Tanner Roundy's going to catch up with that sweeping curveball. He'll hit the Leilani sign and go to second base.
Man, Nick Sansone on the ground again, feeling good out there. Just can't get to that one as that does one-hop the Leilani sign. Tanner Roundy kind of quietly having himself a big series. Him and Kyle Eder has been the engine that's kind of rolling this team right now.
Yeah, Tanner Roundy, if part of that core of offensive powerhouses for the Vaderz.
Now a dangerous lefty here, tying run at the dish, GK. This lead is so fickle with the way these Vaderz can put the ball to the ballpark.
Yep. Battistoni's going to crowd the plate a little bit. A lefty on a righty, and he's going to shoot it right up the center, and he's going to hit the Leilani sign. He'll go to second base. Tanner Roundy will come home 4-3. Like you said just a moment ago, Jim, no lead safe here.
No, the Leilani sign getting plenty of play here in the bottom half of the fifth. The Vaderz not going to go down quietly. Big one-out doubles there.
Kenny Santiwan steps in. He was robbed of a triple by Casey Taravella in the last inning. He's going to take a huge cut.
Yeah,
fall behind 0-2.
A couple guys in Santiwan and Coleman who've just been almost nothing at the plate all season, just coming alive here in this series.
He's going to get just a piece of that.
We're in for a real big finish here. Not just this game, but these last 5 weeks, GK.
Osgood's been locating inside. That's a non-competitive pitch. I think his fingers just got hung up on that. Don't be surprised if Osgood goes back in on the hands here. And he does. Santiwan does not offer. Still trying to go inside, but that one gets away from him. Hits Santiwan on the back. 2-2. Shot, pass, that's a fair ball that hit right on the line. Curved away from the outstretched hands of Trench Pacone. Hit fair right down the third baseline. That'll score Gio Battistoni, and the game is tied.
Crazy storylines in this game. I mean, Chris Coleman and Kenny Santiwan, what they've done at the dish in this game 3. I mean, out of nowhere. And Coleman in game 2 as well. Incredible. Santiwan and Santi 2. Santi 2 getting the better of Trench there, just outside of his outstretched hand.
Osgood goes up and down there for a ball, goes way inside. Little chin music for Billy. Yeah, Billy on Billy battle. Drops down. Santiwan spoils it. Game is tied. There is one out. There is a runner in scoring position.
Oh, good pitch.
Billy Santiwan holds off. Full count. He's going to shoot that one. Pacone knocks it down. He'll stand up. And he'll put it into the strike zone for out number 2. Pacone, by his standards, probably isn't having the best night over at third base tonight.
Right.
He's double clutched a couple of throws, put him in the left side of the backstop.
Yeah, he's going to want that play over we just saw with Santiwan too.
Yep.
If you get a hand on it, you feel like you should probably stop it. I feel like
that one started foul, curve back.
Sure.
I mean, it started in fair, looked like it was curving foul. If it hits the third baseline, okay. He did sneak it past him, But by Trench's standards, I think he's going to want it back. You're right. Oh, and that shot center field way deep.
No! Oh, my God!
Check on that, man.
Oh, no. He almost caught that. He's up already.
He's up. He's right up.
Oh, my God. Sansone's going crazy out
My goodness.
You know, he caught that, and I think the impact of the fence, whipped it out of his hands. What's going on out here?
He's okay. A 2-run shot by Ethan Ibarra puts the Vaderz up 6-4, but all eyes are on Nick Sansone right now.
Man.
He's okay. He popped right back up. He nearly stole that, Jim.
Yeah, he had 2 hands on that thing. Had 2 clear hands on that, and just
then the fence.
I think the fence knocked it out. That was a big impact.
Goodness.
It knocked our 113 sign out there sideways.
What a time for Skycam 1 to be down.
I know Skycam 1 is down. That's hurting me a little bit. Now our viewers are seeing the importance of that Skycam. Oh, boy. Here's Kyle Eder.
Before this game finishes, Jim, I'm probably going to leave you alone again for just one quick moment. We're going to try one more thing to see if we can get Skycam back up.
I got it. I'm ready to roll. I'm locked in right now,
I'll leave
GK.
you alone between innings here.
Of course. Sean misses Skycam 1. I miss it too.
Oh, so do I. So do I, everybody.
All right,
Kyle
Dan.
Eder will swing and miss.
Oh, he tipped that.
Oh, he tipped it. Either way, there's 2 strikes.
Buck Burner calls it.
2-2. Foul ball. 2 outs.
Oh, man, big call from Buck Burner there on the tip.
Yeah, Dungeon will break it back out. We've got batteries on charge.
Center field camo B is right there. You're watching it.
Off the hands, Pacone knocks it down, parries it back to Osgood. Plenty of time to put it into the backstop for the 3rd and final out, but not before a 2-run shot by Ethan Ibarra. Almost spoiled by Nick Sansone. What a play by Sansone, but unable to haul it in. That does give the Vaderz a 2-run lead as we move into the top of the 6th. And I'm going to leave you alone for a second. See if we can't revive Skycam 1. I think we're going to want it for the conclusion of this game.
I agree. Kenny Santiwan taking the bump here in the top of the 6th. The Vaderz respond with a 4-ball there in the bottom of the 5th there. Goodness, taking a 6-4 lead. It's in the hands of Kenny Santiwan here, an unsung hero. Coming in 1 for 19 at the plate. Delivers a big double there. He's had a triple in this game as well. And now has a chance to close it out. I believe Kenny would be the pitcher of record here, as he did finish out the top of the 5th inning. Vaderz take the lead in the bottom half. He can go win himself a ball game. Trench Pacone leading it off. Big time action here at the Hideaway. Takes low and away. Ball 1. Great series between these two tonight. That's away. Better height that time from Santiwan, but still missing away. 2-1. What do you do here if you're Trench? You're going to hit a ball high to left. Is that fair? It is gone. It's fair. Buck Burner has called that fair. Cody Reynolds has called it foul. And Trench Pacone's going to start trotting around the bases here. Drama here at the Hideaway. GK was right. We do need Skycam 1. And the challenge flag's already on the field. Oh, what a start to this 6th inning. Trench Pacone still rounding the bases. He doesn't care what's going on. Oh, 6-5 in his eyes. As the yellow flag is on the field there, as you can see, we go to our control room. Chad Phillips already down there running. It doesn't even let his other umpires join him. I mean, goodness, Chad. Let your other guys get in there and have a look. My goodness. As we got live replays going on. What are we going to see? And we have in the chat, looks like they're 50-50. Oh, man, that's a tough angle on that replay. Is there enough to overturn it? Does it go foul after? I don't know. That's tough. I'm just not going to play umpire at all here. But the angle of that's tough, and I'm just going to stay quiet. But great for Trench Pacone for getting a piece of that. The distance was never in doubt. Oh, could it have gone right over that foul pole? Umpire's still down there deliberating. Great new camera there for our viewers. Always trying to improve the production here at PLW. Premier League WIFFLE, ladies and gentlemen. Where else do you get this kind of drama on a nightly basis? I mean, just game after game, series after series, it's what a series. Best series of the year. How many times have we said that? I mean, it's incredible. And yeah, GK was right. He wants Skycam going. He wants it up. He felt it. GK said, hey, I think I'm going to need this camera. And of course, Buck Burner's going to come out and make the call. And it's a fair ball for Buck Burner. Twirls his index finger into the sky. Trench Pacona leadoff home run here in the top of the sixth. 6-5, Vaderz. Nobody out. A lot of drama. Sasai not happy. He's already been ran this year. He's kicked something with his right foot over there. He's punched the refrigerator. Sasai, he might get ran again. Buck Burner. And a couple of punches, man, a lot of noise from that dugout going over there from the Vaderz. And ooh, as Osgood gets a pitch to hit. Man, we've already ran Sasai once this year. Buck Burner's got his eyes on him down there. Chad Phillips says enough. Oh, nasty knuckleball there. As heating up here. As a warning's been given from Chad Phillips to Sasai. Sasai might get ran again. Big time drama. Vaderz. That's a ball. Full count, nobody out. A lot of drama here. Full count. 6-5. Top six. Up the middle. That's down. Roundy's over there with two hands on it. Does a good job getting in front of that ball. No outs. Runner at first base, Chris Coleman is the hitter. Man, he's been in some big spots tonight. Mr. Chris Coleman, he's delivered in a couple of them. Santillan's been throwing a lot of knuckleballs. Misses there inside. Man, this is great action here at the Hideaway. I'm on the edge of my seat. I don't know about you. Keep tuning in. Man, this is just the start of it, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, when the playoffs get going or with the weeks leading up to it, it gets real intense out here. Ooh, big swing from Coleman. That one was in his zone. Chat loving the controversy. I'm loving it too. This is great stuff. Swing and a miss from Coleman. Santillan gets the first out. Turns the lineup over. And yeah, it's a tough call, but the call in the field is huge, and to overturn it there is tough with that angle. And that's, I'm not saying they got the call right, but the call in the field is the one you got to stay with there, in my opinion. So Burner had a tough call to make. He made it. Foul back by Sansone. And that's what umpires got to do sometimes. I mean, it's never easy. The action moves so fast out here at the Hideaway. This is not a slow game. 1-2 outside. Sansone. Garcia, the hitter on deck. What a spot here. Ground ball. Double play ball. This is huge. Bobbled, though. And he's not even going to try to get the force. And he hits the turf with it. He hits the turf from 30 feet away. Incredible. Sansone is aboard now. An error. It's all falling apart here for the Vaderz. Sansone with his hat off and his hands into his hair. He can't believe it. A little mental error. And then gets the throw wrong on top of it. Gets no outs out of that situation. Garcia. And the red-hot Alex Garcia at the plate. This game is going bonkers. Oh, and he goes 56. Gas him up low and in. Lefties like it down there. Garcia obliges. And now ahead in the count. Swing and a miss. Santillan bounces back. Gets a tough hitter. Incredible drama. He's an out away from getting this done. What a top of the sixth here. Full of action. Man, the sweat you're having if you put WIFFLE points on this game. Intense. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Knuckleball. That falls off the table. Right below the bat of Casey Taravella. Single ties this game. Gasses him up 66 miles an hour. That's not going to do it. Can Santillan find the magic pitch here? It's a knuckleball. It's going to float away. 3-2, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Showing a full count here. And that's spinning ball right to Santillan. He makes the play. Great job by Kenny Santillan bearing down there. And the Vaderz have absolutely skimmed by 2 games here. And they take game 3, 6-5. A real tough series, real entertaining series. Credit to both these teams for putting on a show again. My goodness, that was intense. And our viewers appreciate it. See that? All I see is the chat and my left eye just kind of look out of the corner of my eye and the chat's just flying by. Wow. It's oxygen tank up in the booth time for your broadcaster. The Legends put on another show. What a performance by them tonight. They come up just short in probably 2 games that they probably thought they should have won. Could have easily been a Legends sweep tonight. It ends up 2 or 3 for the Vaderz.
Wow. What close margins decided this series tonight,
boy.
Jim. I want to thank you very much for going solo up here and entertaining all 491 viewers watching live on Twitch. Really treated to an intense series between these games. Obviously, game 2 not very competitive. The Legends taking it 12-1, but games number 1 and 3 very exciting. We're going to try to go ahead and get a poll up in the chat. Yep. Who do you want to see up in the booth?
That's a tough one.
Our producer is going to get it up there for us. I mean, you've got to think that there was so many amazing performances from the Legends, but normally the team that wins the series is going to get the interview. But we'll see who wants to go up there. You got Kenny Santiwan, Ethan Ibarra, Kyle Eder, Tanner Roundy, or Billy Santiwan. Right now, a lot of votes coming in for Kyle Eder. Quite a few for Kenny Santiwan as well.
Yep.
As he really got it going at the plate.
Yeah, and he dialed it in there in the 6th. Got the win for his club. And man, GK, I'm just still kind of processing that series every single night. These guys just bringing it. I think tonight you're starting to feel the turn into playoff mode a little bit. You're starting to feel the intensity out here, and it's a preview for our viewers to what you're going to see these. Man, just wait till you're 2 weeks out from playoffs and that week leading up to playoffs. It's just going to keep growing and growing and growing, and tonight it was war out there.
Yeah, the intensity in the dugout, very palpable. Of course, I was over there trying to fix our camera, but I was amongst the Vaderz when it was going on. Their emotions are really running high on that fair foul call for the home run. They didn't like that call, but they ended up prevailing in the end anyway. Really got their blood boiling after they were very quiet and very subdued throughout most of game number 2 and game number 3. It looks like Kyle Eder is the winner. No, that's you. 100% that's you. I'm going to go ahead and grab Kyle Eder and bring him up here for you, Jim. Stay tuned, PLW Nation.
Yeah, hang around for this interview here. Always love doing this. This is a fun little bit we do at the end of our series. Amanda, 4 months with Prime. That's the way to do it. That's a true savvy veteran play. And yeah, tomorrow night, look at that. Warbirds versus Night Owls. That's another banger. Going to be an absolute banger. Warbirds and Night Owls, the first meeting of the year between these two clubs. I will be in attendance tomorrow. I'm very nervous for this series because my Warbirds just looked like an absolute squad last week. Couldn't make it last week. I was out on a work trip, and my Warbirds just delivered. We'll save tomorrow for later, but we'll bring in Kyle Eder into the booth, my man. Yeah, Kyle, a lot to go over there. I always like to start with kind of talking about your teammates, and that was kind of a great job by you pitching and all that. But talk about Kenny Santiwan and what he did there at the end of that game.
He stepped up, and that's what we needed him to do. He's been talking about it, and he just proved it. He made a little error, and he got the job done, and that's all we needed to do.
Now, the Vaderz, I'm going to take you back to game 1. Billy Santiwan, who's just been an absolute horse this year. 12 wins, a lot of times goes the distance in game 1. It wasn't the case tonight. That wasn't the script. Kind of had 5 pitchers throw in game 1. You had guys walking out. It wasn't and you guys kind of grinded out and found another way to victory. Is that a testament to your team and you guys just whatever way it takes?
Absolutely. I'm not going to say I was surprised that we got the series win, but we definitely grinded out. We're missing a couple players. It's going to be tough going forward, but I think we'll be fine. I think we'll figure it out.
Talk about the absence of, oh my goodness, the absence of Nate Stepna.
That's the guy.
Yes. So, I can see you guys trying to develop guys on the mound yourself and Ibarra. Is that going to be the kind of the way going forward for you guys?
Yeah, 100%. I think where we're missing Nate the most, though, is definitely defense. He did his thing on the mound, but defensive presence, man, we miss that guy bad. Okay. But for the pitching, I think I'm going to step up. He's going to step up. Kenny, as you see, is going to step up. We got to help Billy and Tanner out. They can't. Yep. It's tough. They only get 9 innings. We play 18 innings in this series, so we got to do what we got to do to help our teammates out, man.
Yeah, I completely agree, and that's what it's all about, being a team. And can't just let it go on one guy. And Billy's 12-0, but you probably look at that and say, man, we've really relied on Billy a lot this year. So, credit to you guys for recognizing that. Let's get into you, okay? And, another 4 jacks or whatever it is tonight. And, really, in my opinion, a lot of talk in this Rookie of the Year race. And I'm kind of on the camp of, I don't think this thing's close, man.
My God, Dodos.
So you got any comments on the Rookie of the Year race? Or are you going to be political with me?
I did at first, but, I think I'm going to just keep letting my game do the talking.
I like it.
That's all you can do at this point. You can keep going back and forth about who's better, but we'll just let stats talk. That's all I got to say.
I like it. Let us media guys, make all the attention. We'll do the talking for you.
Yes, sir.
You keep getting out there and playing. But another great performance by you. And then getting on the mound, I really thought you kind of, in that game 1 was a huge, piece there. It kind of fell apart in game 1 for you.
Yeah.
And what are we going to do? I was surprised to see your name called after Tanner went out. And you settled things down a little bit and got your team back in the game. And tell us about your pitches and what was working out there.
That 12-6, I don't, it's a pitch I've always had, but I just felt like it was a pitch that would just get rocked. I don't know, tonight must have just been a lucky night, or maybe I was just dealing. I'm not too sure. I haven't had too much reps out there to really, I faced the ones. That's the ones. You're probably not going to have a good outing against those guys.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
But, I'm going to just keep trusting my stuff. I'm practicing more and more because I knew with Nate leaving, somebody's going to have to step up. Tanner's having trouble right now. Billy can only pitch 9. We are lacking pitching. Granted, we haven't gave up that many runs this whole year.
Actually, I think your pitching ranks pretty high up on.
Yeah,
but if you take out Santiwan, that might change, right?
Absolutely, 110%.
Yeah.
That guy's I don't know how, but, man, that guy gets it done every single day.
Well, a true team effort, I thought, from the Vaderz tonight. You guys kind of found new ways to win that you haven't found before. I actually thought you guys kind of got outplayed tonight.
We did.
Yeah, I thought the Legends really brought a great effort tonight. I didn't think they were missing some key players, and those guys really grounded you guys the entire night.
Yeah, no, and that's what I told my team, too, after game 2. I said, well, it's a good thing we got humbled before playoffs,
Right.
We definitely we dealt with new adversity today, but, we got it done. We got the series win, and that's really all that matters. We see these guys next week on a Wednesday night, and I think we'll come out a lot stronger.
Yeah, that's the sign of a championship club. When you don't have your best game and you maybe get outplayed or the opposition finds their game, you guys find a way to scratch out some W's, and the results is all that matters at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's win number 28 for you guys, so best of luck in your playoff push.
Yes, sir.
You guys have pretty much wrapped it up as far as playoffs go, but I know you're shooting for that number 1 seed. So
we are, yes.
Absolutely. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you up here again soon.
Cool. Appreciate you,
Kyle Eder, ladies and gentlemen.
Always a pleasure.
Real class guy, man. That was good stuff. Good stuff, man. Great entertainment tonight for our viewers as GK is going to join me here again. And a really good interview from Kyle Eder there.
Yeah, Kyle Eder. I heard you talking to him a little bit about, really being the front runner in my mind and your mind for the Rookie of the Year and showing everything that he's doing for his team. Definitely a great performance for the Vaderz. Squeaked it out in game number 1.
Right, squeaked it out twice, man.
As Kyle said, humbled in game number 2. Good to get that one out of the way before the playoffs. And then prevailed once again in game number 3, squeaked by there, got the series win. They are now atop the PLW table in first place. The ones are right behind them with 3 games in hand, and we'll see how they do. And that 1 and 2 race will keep on heating up as we get closer to the postseason here. I do want to thank all of our viewers for sticking with us. 283 of you still with us, but we're going to go ahead and wrap it up tonight. Great series coming tomorrow night. We've got the Night Owls versus the Warbirds.
Yes.
You'll be in action. Check out commentator Jim Dodos going to be on the field tomorrow night playing with his squad.
Yep.
On behalf of everybody here at Hideaway Field, the entire stream team, I'm Greg Kelly, Jim Dodos. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow, 6 o'clock.